Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 1 of Changeling the Lost in Grove or Green. I am the executive producer here at Final Show Films, John, and as I adjust my light, I turn it over to our storyteller for the evening, Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm the storyteller for this Changeling the Lost Chronicle. And to introduce you to our players for this brand new World of Darkness story, we are going to start with Raphael. You are muted, sir.
Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Raphael, and I will be playing the role of Neofly, the Darkling Night Singer.
As well as Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I will be playing the role of Gale, the... Look, I'm currently looking at it. Ferris Flowering Dancer.
All right. And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm going to be playing Lys, the Wizened Oracle.
Joining us for the first time in a long time, Holly is here.
Hey, I'm Holly, and I'll be playing Lark, the Beast Windwing.
And William.
I'm William, and I'll be playing the role of Phage, the Ogre Gristlegrinder.
And last but certainly not least, John.
John, I'll be playing Nero Phyrus, the Elemental Fireheart.
Excellent. So, for those of you who are unaware, Changeling is a story of beautiful madness. It is a world wherein the Fae are quite real. Also, frequently, quite mad. And on occasion, from time to time, they kidnap mortals and take them through the strange and soul-rending area called the Hedge. A barrier between the lands of Fairy, also known as Arcadia, and the real, the material world, where most of us live our daily lives. And all of these individuals that you see seated before you are changelings, humans who have been dragged out of their homes, away from their cities, and taken to Arcadia, some for short periods of time, some for longer, and time travels differently in the realms of the Fae. So if and when they return to the real, they may not find it the same as they remember when they left. But we start with Gale. It is yet another day of interminable rehearsal, walking ceremoniously through yet another verdant garden maze, where the thorns tear at your feet with every misstep that you make. You walk, and you walk, the altar ahead of you, slightly out of reach, and changing sometimes as you turn and twist through the various passages that the ceremonial walk takes you on. The songs of the wedding march, sometimes accompanied by strings, sometimes by insects, sometimes by stranger, more awkward melody. And it rises and falls as you are once again put through your paces by your keeper. And then momentarily the bird's melodic calls suddenly turn into cries of alarm as the garden freezes. You glance down, expecting yet another recrimination or physical punishment due to whatever has happened recently, but the turf suddenly splits beneath your feet and you tumble down, 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 vines springing out from the soil to lash out and restrain you. I need you to roll me dexterity and athletics, standard difficulty of 8.
Okay. Sorry. Great start, guys.
It's okay. That's what these first bits are for, so we can get used to rolling dice and things.
5 dice, and then this isn't expressive, so I'm assuming I don't get my 9 again.
Nope.
The other thing is if I'm restrained, not.
Mm-hmm.
One success.
One success. All right. You manage to twist away, suddenly feeling as if you're out of control for the first time in what feels like years. maybe even decades. You have no idea how long it's been, and you tumble into this crevasse. Phage, you have spent yet another day in the kitchens, where the boils and swelters. Fires are fed to bursting as cauldrons foam and spits pop and sizzle. And always the eyes of the other changelings who populate this area, watching carefully, cautious lest a single morsel be spilled or stolen. The staff that serves this area, altered and physically modified to some nearly unrecognizable degrees. They chop and stir and ladle and glaze with frantic compulsion like you'd see in an anthill almost, never asking where the food is going nor for whom it is intended. And somewhere a glass shatters. And a wizened plongeur hastens to clean it up, but with a tremor, the wall next to you gives way. A torrent of dirt and debris collapses, allowing thin shafts of sunlight into the kitchens, and you see a tumbling figure, clad in white, falling toward you. Your hands are free. Whatever bonds or chains have held you before have fallen loose, and there's a gaping hole in the structure next to you.
Someone's falling at me.
And someone is falling at you.
On instinct, I try and catch them.
Give me a stamina and athletics roll, then. Standard difficulty is 8.
If this is taking someone's falling weight, would endurance apply?
Yes, it would.
That's an extra die?
Extra die if you got an endurance specialty, yep.
Yes. So 5 successes.
All right. So with a lunge, you leap out and grab hold of this falling figure recumbent in your arms and suddenly realize you have no purchase. And if you're going to hold on to this person, you don't have anything to arrest your fall with. And you
Barrel
too
through.
tumble down into darkness. Meanwhile, Liz, your single solitary eye is still pointed at the skies, as it has for years, reflecting the stars above, looking for patterns and omens, watching the paths of the astral bodies trace in whatever serves as their orbit in whatever strange dimension you found yourself in. You watch, heedless of time, although you're aware of its passage, you have no idea how much or how long. And then in a moment, the stars suddenly shift, tracking off into odd patterns, portending tragedy and loss and opportunity. And then with a crack, your observatory slants, and your mirror feet skid across a marble floor to teeter precariously on the edge before collapsing off into a jagged, rocky crevasse. Need you to roll me a stamina and athletics, standard difficulty of 8.
Okay, so -1 because I'm unskilled in athletics and stamina. So I have a 2 there, so 1.
1 success?
No,
one
one die. Yeah.
Okay, yep, 1
That'd be
die.
great.
Yep.
Okay. 1.
Welcome to being mortal.
Uh-huh. Oh, why is it asking me for that? 8? Sure. I think I did that right. Yeah. 0 successes.
All right, so you tumble and you feel yourself impact, and there's a crack in your physiology somewhere. You can't quite tell where or what, but something broke.
Ow.
Nero. You have been soaring through the firmament, ensconced in flame, unable to alter your flight path, making cycle after cycle after cycle. Occasionally, you'll catch a glimpse of something beneath you, but it passes too quickly for you to recognize any sort of feature or identifying marks. And you are in the void. Time passes. seasons, maybe years, maybe centuries pass by. And then suddenly a tremor shakes your sky space, and this searing fracture splits the depths of the void. You see a fragment of star-streaked glass about the size of a parking lot whiz past your head, and you can feel the pull of gravity drawing you towards this murky gap in the heavens. Your very nature tries to fight it for a moment. And then something akin to choice and consciousness reasserts itself. And you find yourself balanced on the edge of a knife between an orbit and the pull of gravity. And there's a choice for you.
I fall.
And you fall. And you fall. Neo. The Weavers are once again performing, chords and melody intertwining to reinforce this cavernous gothic atmosphere as your keeper prepares to dance with their selected partner this evening. The population of the hall keeps perfect time as the music sweeps and dives in a symphonic balance until your conductor, your leader, waits for the perfect moment. And under his direction, with just a flick of his wrist, harmony fractures into shards. The jolt flings the dancing hall into complete disarray and chaos, and the whole of you flee in a frantic terror, desperate to make a bid for the freedom you've been denied for so long. The revel around you quickly devolves into a bloodbath as predator assaults prey, and you see several of your companions torn limb from limb. As you dash along the wall, grasping the one you know as Butterfly by the hand, something collides with you, and you crash through a tall glass pane and out a window, tumbling wildly into the open air. Lark. Once again this evening, you are shackled to a perch. Your voice forcibly conducted into song as part of the magics spun about you by this gentry keeper who's kidnapped you so many years ago. The dancers promenade and glide gracefully below, their steps delicate and precise. You see fox heads, wolf ears, wildcat fangs, badger claws, all the various alteration that befits your keeper's whims, and the ballroom glitzes and flashes under these hewn quartz lighting fixtures. Your throat vibrates, note after note spilling forth as this interminable waltz continues, and then suddenly the music breaks like ice under a Chinook wind, and your magic bonds suddenly quiver and shatter, sending you tumbling from your perch. Give me a dexterity and athletics, standard difficulty of 8. And your specialty of gliding, I believe, would apply here, so you get an extra die there.
Okay.
So the formula that I sent you in Slack, just put that into the chat and roll 20, hit enter, and it'll ask you how many dice you want.
Okay, so hit.
And then look at your character sheet, see how many dice you have for the roll he suggested, and +1 for your specialty.
Didn't do anything. It's not asking me.
It'll be in the actual, in the proper Roll20 window. It'll be a pop-up thing.
Hold on. Oh, see it. Sorry.
Behind your character sheet, if that was there.
Yeah.
I apologize. Where's my character sheet?
Remember that tab you went to yesterday to make your character?
Third one over says journal.
Yes.
And it should be listed under...
Okay, I've got it.
Second one over, actually. But
Oh, second one? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'm sorry. What check am I rolling?
Dexterity and athletics. +1 for your gliding specialty. I think you have, right?
Yes.
Okay.
although that gliding specialty is for stealth.
Oh, that gliding specialty is for stealth. Never mind. Sorry. Yes, so just dexterity and athletics then. If you don't have any dots in athletics, then you just do a -1 since it's untrained.
Okay.
0 successes.
All right. As you stretch your wings, trying to arrest your flight, you see your keeper bare her clawed fingers, reaching into the air, viciously attempting to reassert control over her frenzied slaves. And as you glide to the floor, a gale-force blast of summoned wind slams into you, smashing you into a knot of several individuals who crash through this window before everything goes dark. Time passes. And then all of you feel scraped bodies, pounding headaches, and sharp metallic odors assault your nose. Dull orange light lines the jagged edges of a subterranean passageway, and you find yourself regaining consciousness and struggling to your feet. There's a number of other people nearby, none of whom you really recognize all that much. There might be a faint glimmer of recognition for maybe one other person, but other than that, all 6 of you are awakening in an underground cave of some sort.
I sort of like rub my head and look at my hand.
Go ahead and describe your appearance then.
Which one?
Your mien, not your mask.
So Nero's mien is barely contained fire in the shape of a man. Do I have the vest on?
Mm-hmm.
Right. With short red hair that sort of moves of its own accord as if it was on fire. And fairly lean and well-muscled build, but with his skin just looking barely translucent, as if, again, fire just barely held together. Wrapping around him from sort of crossing across his chest and linking to his waist is a silvery set of chains that sort of interconnect and lock around, binding his form in place. And then he doesn't have any sort of, other than that, he doesn't have anything else on his top, but he is wearing these sort of almost like scorched, formerly white, now gray, as sort of ashen gray slacks that end just above the ankles in sort of burnt off marks, and other than that, he's bare.
I immediately stand, dust myself off the best I can, get my posture, try and look around.
As soon as Phage catches her breath, she's up on her feet.
Do I recognize anyone? Not at all.
Not particularly, no.
Okay, I'm a little bit panicking.
I just sort of get up off the ground and look at the rest of them and see where am I?
Gale and Phage, go ahead and describe your general appearances then. Start with Gale.
Okay. Gale's mask is...
Mean.
Oh.
We don't have a mask yet. We're not out of the...
Fuck.
Yep.
Yes,
It's okay.
that word. Other word.
The other
Gale's mane is sort of porcelain white with flowers and the veil of, and sort of general wedding attire almost formed into it, like inseparable from the skin at parts. Her eyes bleed, sort of leaving some red tear streaks down her face, but almost everything else, these flowers, these delicate, intricate laces, are all white, with complex arcane tattoo markings along her skin.
And then Phage is an absolutely massive woman, like 6 foot tall, roughly 600 pounds of like combined muscle and fat, mostly like body fat. As she stands up, she is sort of like freckled, mottled skin that's almost like the hide of like a bull, and the horns that curve across the back, across her head, just kind of curve backward. Not particularly useful as horns, but her face is almost like leonine in the way that it's kind of like the snout kind of bends down. Her eyes are a sort of bright brown that is flecked with gold. And she has these two massive tusks protruding from her lower jaw. And her outfit is mostly just like incredibly form-fitting, probably to allow her keeper to make better fun of her, but is this sort of hardy crimson leather.
And then Neo and Lark.
Neo, as soon as he regains his consciousness, he's trying to look for Butterfly to see if he can find him.
Nowhere in sight.
He stays pensive and quiet, as he usually does.
And what's Lark look like?
Lark slowly rises to her feet, and she has short brown hair that's kind of wisped upwards. She's very small. She's short and slim, and she has what appear to be brown and yellow feathers covering her arms and most of her body down to her legs, and she has a pair of wings.
And then probably, maybe not the smallest member of the party, but definitely the least noticeable. Liz.
Mm-hmm. Liz, I want to blink, make sure that everything's okay in one piece, because something cracked, and that in the movies usually means that like your spine cracked, and that's not good. So I blink. And then, so Liz is like bright green blue skinned with white hair, and she's got giant eyes with no pupils. They're just like silvery blanks. And she has like tattoo markings on all over the back, all of her back, of a like orange and red, like a flower. And I'm going to assess before I stand up, because that seems wise.
All right. Everybody who's trying to get a bearing on their surroundings, give me a wits and composure roll.
All right.
I'm not good at those as an ogre.
Oh, and before we forget, just so I can quickly explain,
you do not have
Neofly's...
yes, you do not have an instrument with you, by the way, Neo.
Yeah, no. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just so I can quickly explain Neofly's appearance.
Yes.
Basically, the best way to explain him is tall and black. Literally, he is a tall, very tall, 6 foot tall male, and he's covered in black from head to toe. Long black trench coat with a hood.
Wits and composure are both attributes, correct?
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, no. Wits and composure are the one thing I am not penalized for.
So also a black, just black everything, covering his entire body. Everything is in black. You basically can't really see his appearance. The only discernible thing is the mask that he wears, which is a mask that represents a fly, regular common house fly, that was given to him by his keeper.
3 successes.
Okay.
One
success.
1.
All right.
Oh, that was a standard difficulty?
Yes. Wits and composure, difficulty 8. Standard.
0.
Okay. So you, Neofly, are looking around, just trying to see if Butterfly's around anywhere, but there's no evidence of her. You dimly remember losing your grip on her as you fell, and you have no idea if or where she ended up. As the rest of you look around, you can smell and hear few bits of things. There's a mechanized clanking coming from further down the tunnel, in both directions. You hear the hiss of pressurized vapor being released. But what you feel most is just a radiant heat. The temperature in here is very, very warm. Everybody except Nero immediately is breaking out into a sweat.
Do I
like warmer than the kitchens usually are?
Yes.
Yeah.
for those of us that haven't had a body for a while, do I understand what I am? Where am I at mentally right now, I guess is the question.
You have fragmented memories, all of you. You have recollections that you can't quite place. You know that you're not where you belong. You know that you belong somewhere else. And as you look down, you remember vaguely bodies that were very different from what you currently possess. I mean, this is still you. There's still an element, an essence that, whether you'd call it a soul or something else, that has been yours, although it was kind of subsumed for a while to a great extent. And you recognize that these are other individuals near you. Everybody give me a wits and empathy roll.
I
If you
cannot
don't
get 10
have-
again on that.
Nope.
Sweet.
And if you don't have any dots in empathy, you take a -1.
2 successes.
Oh,
One.
cancel.
There are only 2 social skills that I don't have dots in.
0 successes.
8.
Empathy.
1 success.
All right.
I have no empathy. 2 successes.
Wait, that's... Oh, 10 again. Okay.
So you have 4 wits.
Yes.
Okay. Right, because the wits is for perception. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
I have 4 wits, 4 dexterity, and 4 manipulation.
3 successes.
You're
Okay.
very focused, aren't you?
I'm good at what I do.
The Neofly, you're looking around, just trying to. You've realized Butterfly is not here. Your guitar is not here either, and you would very much like to fix both of those, but you don't exactly know how. As the rest of you look around, you're seeing a level of reflection of what is going on in your own mind in the eyes of the other people around you. Still nobody has spoken yet.
So Phage is just standing, like, actually standing upright for the first time in a long time, and she just kind of clenches her fists almost experimentally, looks around. Is there a passage?
Yes, you are in the middle of a passage surrounded by rocks and fallen debris, and it leads off from where you're standing to the left and to the right.
So there's just this sort of... She just takes off running in a random direction.
All right.
Gale will... well, and give a deep curtsy. Introductions. I am Gale. It is a pleasure to meet all of you. And you would be? Probably... I don't know who she... Probably not looking to any of them in particular first, as none of them look particularly suitor-esque.
I'm definitely not dressed for the occasion, no. Oh, there went... Oh, there. So just sort of feeling at my throat and realizing that I have vocal cords?
Mm-hmm. Or vocal something?
Something. Do I know my name?
Give me an intelligence and empathy standard roll. Yep, just intelligence and empathy.
So if you have 1 in
Actually,
intelligence and a 0 in empathy.
Actually, no. It's going to be intelligence and empathy Since you're trying to remember your own name, I'm giving you 2 extra dice.
Okay, so I roll 3 dice.
Mhm.
1 success.
Hey.
Yeah,
You have a
Nero
name.
is the first thing that comes to mind.
Nero.
Bliss.
Lark.
Pivot. Look at the guy with the mask.
Neo, since he really can't speak, he points at his mask.
Okay. Fly guy. Hmm.
Fly.
And
We should maybe follow that thing that just ran down the hallway.
I sort of motioned down the hallway. Shouldn't be alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would that be impolite?
I don't think so.
Should stay together.
Fair enough. Yes, of course. Picks up the dress a little bit. Daintily starts walking.
Following.
so Phage,
I can go for days, but I don't run very fast.
right? Yeah, no. So you take off down the tunnel. You make it around a bend. And then your toe hits something very hard and you just tumble and skid through some dirt as you trip bodily over something.
She's still just incredibly overjoyed and laughing at the fact that she's able to move freely. So as she hits the ground, she just kind of she gets herself back up to her feet.
Yep. And you glance over to see some half-broken clockwork object that you've tripped over.
She sort of like gets onto her like to a kneeling position from where she's like completely sprawled out and just kind of takes a look at it.
Okay. Give me a wits and investigation.
Well, I always get 1 die, right?
Do you have dots in investigation?
No.
Okay, you're taking a -3.
Which puts me at 0, which means I have 1 die.
All right, so you can make a chance roll. So just roll 1 die and hope you don't get a 1.
It's a 4.
All right. Yeah, this is some sort of contraption or other. You have no idea what it was supposed to be or why it's here or if it had a function, but it's moderately intricate. And then you start hearing footsteps coming from the direction that you had run from.
As they're coming, I start realizing that there are actually other people around me. And hey,
Hi.
I sprint in that direction.
I'm
I follow.
walking quickly.
I sprint as well in that direction.
Okay.
Sprinting is a generous assessment of what I'm doing.
I don't have much in the way of clothes to slow me down. Or clothes.
So Nero and Neofly are the first 2 to arrive to see the very large one kind of crouching over this broken down clockwork item of some sort.
You okay?
oh yeah, I'm fine. What? Oh, sorry, wrong accent too. Yeah, I'm fine. What is this?
I look down. What am I looking at?
Wits and investigation.
Wits and investigation. I have that. Does it qualify as a crime scene?
No, it does not.
I'm looking as well. Does my keen observation apply?
Yes.
4 successes.
4 successes. All right.
1 success.
Neofly, as you're looking at it, yeah, this is definitely a crafted object for something, and kind of glancing around, you assume it was meant to function down here somewhat. As Nero looks over at this thing, it definitely resembles kind of like a mechanical mole. It's got a sort of boring bit towards the anterior end, as well as some fairly heavy metallic claws. Seems to have been a tunneling construction or something for excavation or subterranean exploration somehow.
Reach down and pick it up.
Obviously broken right now, but
Yeah.
Suddenly realizing something, Phage like clasps around, feeling around her chest area. Is the coin still there?
yes.
Okay. She's like, oh, good.
Um,
Thought I'd lost that for a second.
tunneling device.
Are we up there? The rest
Now
of us
everybody else has arrived. Yep.
And I'll pick it up. And like, is it really big or is it fairly small?
It's about the size of a small dog.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll pick it up and sort of look it over. Does it look like anything can be salvaged off of this?
Ooh. Ooh.
Possibly. Do you have any dots in crafts?
Nope.
I do.
I am being very excited. Did he drop any bits when he picked it up?
There are some bits that are sort of hanging loose, and a couple small gears and things that are still laying in the dirt.
Okay. I am going to go pick those up and start looking at them. And what it tunneling?
Drill.
Tunneling thing?
Those of
Can
you
I
with
see?
dots, give me an intelligence and crafts roll.
All right.
I cannot.
My crafts far outweighs my intelligence. One success.
Okay.
My intelligence far outweighs my crafts. And then my crafts is a -3 and my intelligence is 1.
I rolled
Zero-
well, so 3
zero
successes.
successes.
All right.
2 successes.
You did roll
So
well.
as you guys are looking over this, it's possible you could see if you could salvage it for usable things. There are a number of spare parts that may or may not have belonged to it. You might even be able to repair it, depending on if you have tools.
Do you want to take it with us?
Yeah.
You need tools?
I like grab it and heft it over my shoulder.
I'm
drop-
holding it.
Don't
Okay.
drop anything.
I hand it to Liz.
I hold it.
And
Liz,
then-
how many dots of strength do you have?
This is a good question. 1?
He puts it in your hands and you immediately drop it. This thing weighs about 200 pounds.
Yep.
It is
I-
solid ass metal.
I reach. I pull up one of the chains on my body, and reach in past it. And as my hand goes past the chain, you'd think you'd see the hand, but it just disappears. And I'm gonna spend a point of glamour
Okay.
and pull out whatever an appropriate tool to fix this would be.
Roll me a d10.
8.
You pull out a pair of pliers.
I pull out a pair of pliers and hand them to Liz.
I take them. And I'm
Are you-
gonna try and do stuff to
Are you
the
trying
thing.
to salvage or repair?
I don't know what it is. It's a thing that tunnels. We're in a tunnel. Maybe we're stuck in here. Repair.
Okay. Intelligence and crafts, +1 for the pliers.
Okay. So.
What are you've got some craft specialties. Are any of them metalworking
Yes.
related?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
And no specialties
so-
apply.
So 5 and then 6. 3 successes.
So you roll this thing over on its back, grab a few pieces of wire and some of the spare gears that you find, start trying to fiddle them in, jam a few onto some sprockets and whatnot that are sticking out. And then as you think you've got it all in working condition, or at least assembled correctly, but there is still that sort of gap in the bottom. You scrounge a little piece of wire and sort of use that to stitch the abdomen closed.
That's an extra piece. No one needs that.
Right. And then you flop it on its back, and you hear something rattle and then click into place. And there's a slight whirring sound, and the thing begins to trundle off down the tunnel in a certain direction.
I'm following that.
I'm following too.
All right.
I follow as well.
After a while,
It takes a few. It takes a couple hundred. It takes a couple hundred yards that you follow. Liz, you're still holding the pliers, and suddenly you realize they've turned into paper. And then you kind of hold it up to shake it, and like a couple of rust flakes fall out, and then the paper slowly starts to smolder into ash.
Oh, okay. I probably don't actually pay attention to it. I'm probably just concentrating on following the thing.
All right. And as the thing trundles down this tunnel, you follow it until it comes to a halt, turns 90 degrees, and you can see kind of a roughly mortared section of the tunnel. Looks like it was actually used to be another passageway or something that has been blocked up. That bit on the front of the thing's nose begins to spin and spin and spin until it comes to a whining speed, and then it just drives itself into this roughly mortared wall. And after about 30 seconds or so has cleared a decent chunk of hole in this area, but something sparks and fizzes, and then the thing explodes. I want everybody to give me a dexterity and athletics check.
Okay.
Does endurance apply to this as well?
No.
Okay.
Does parkour apply to this?
Nope.
Athletics.
2 successes.
Unless you've got dive for cover as a specialty.
Question. What were we rolling?
Dexterity and athletics.
Got it.
I feel like dive for cover would be a very relevant specialty in athletics.
Even though the specialties are for the specific skill.
3 successes.
Question: Can I, instead of trying to dive out of the way, interpose myself between someone else near me?
Okay, that will be a resolve and stamina roll.
Okay.
Do we do anything if we roll 10s?
1 success.
Tens will automatically re-roll by the
Yeah.
start. Yep.
It did for you.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is why you have 3 successes instead of just 2.
Yeah, like anybody that looks like they couldn't get out of the way, I basically put myself between them and it.
Okay.
As best I could.
So, Nero, you take 2 lethal damage.
Alright.
Blocking the explosion from both Liss and Lark. Everybody else just scrambles back and gets out of the way as best they can.
It exploded.
And you can see a little bit, trickles of flame are sort of leaking out of Nero's physiology at this point.
Are you? You're not okay. There's dirt in the tunnel, right? The floor is dirt.
Some of it.
Okay.
Mostly gravel and rock, though.
He's bleeding. You stop bleeding.
I'm gonna spend a glamour to increase my health by 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and heal him. I'm gonna try and take some. I'm just gonna try and basically make sure that he's not bleeding anymore by scooping up some stuff and jamming it. Stop bleeding.
Give me an intelligence and medicine.
Okay.
-2 because you are entirely without any usable tools at this point.
All right. Intelligence. 2, 5. So 3. Two successes.
Okay. You are able to stop the bleeding. So he's not in danger of leaking too much more out.
That's
But he is definitely still injured.
What does it look like when I use my ability, by the way? If it looks like anything.
Honestly, nothing seems to physically change about your dimensions, but that orange glow inside you that's casting, sort of just like a very dim light gets paler, white or hot.
I sort of like look down at the dirt packed into the wind. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sort of put a hand there and hold it, I guess.
Yeah. Don't let it leak out again. I'm looking around to the hole that got drilled before the thing exploded. Is there any like light coming through? Does it look like it's? How far did it get through?
I got all the way through the wall. There's probably about a 3 foot tall and about half again as wide hole in there.
Can I see any light?
Not much. There's a little bit down there, like a little pulsing flicker of orange. You guess fire or torch or something.
Does it look like this hole is big enough for Phage to get through?
It might be a little bit of a squeeze, but you could probably manage to get Phage through it.
Instead of looking at Phage, looking back, I want to go over and see if I can't pry some more of the bricks out and loose and make the hole bigger.
I'm going to go help him out.
All right, both of you give me strength and athletics. -1, because you're trying to do work that kind of requires tools with your bare hands.
2 successes.
2 successes,
Nice.
all right. And for Neofly?
1 success.
All right. You guys managed to widen the hole slightly, as well as increase its height by about a good 12 inches or so.
Nice.
She's definitely going to need to get down on all fours and crawl through, but Phage can probably make it through without too much trouble now.
And I'll start crawling through.
So the first thing you see...
Being a humanoid torch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First thing you see as you come through, Nero, is a small metal cabinet on the wall. The kind that you might see in like a mechanic shop or something. Usually as a series of cabinets. Here it's just one, though. About the size of a breaker box.
Reach out and try to open it.
Pops open. Inside, on the sort of chain that you use to turn on a light bulb, is a little horseshoe magnet.
I'll reach out and grab it.
Okay. You get a magnet on a chain. Congratulations.
I will put it around my neck.
Okay.
And continue crawling.
All right. The tunnel makes a hard right turn. And that clanking mechanized sound that you heard before is growing louder. The heat is getting a little more intense. Sweat is starting to pour off of even you now at this point. Pretty much. And as you guys proceed further down, the passages soon lead to a series of rooms. You see ore being shoveled into a large set of smelters a little ways below, causing the orange glow from the fires and the molten metallic alloys that run out of these large basins. The smelters are manned by a number of other kind of clockwork mechanical laborers. And they wield shovels in their hands as they maneuver this raw material into these vats that are just superheated for molten processing. Others are skimming slag off the surface and dumping it off to the side. As you guys come out, give me a wits and composure. +1, now that you're in an area with some better lighting.
3,
2 successes.
6,
4 successes.
and +1, 7.
1 success.
2.
0.
4.
The Oracle
All
and the
right.
Fireheart are the perception beasts.
So, Gale, this is a very improper environment for a lady to be in. This is a workman's area. This is a place where laborers go. This is not the place for a proper housewife. The rest of you, as you're looking around, you're noticing these clockwork laborers at their job. They are mostly wielding a hand tool of some type, but all of them also have a blunderbuss slung over a shoulder. Liss and Nero, however, your attention is drawn to the far end of this series of rooms that are still slightly all open to each other, where you see slight rumble and shake in the far cavern wall. And just as you notice this, there's a huge explosion of debris as a metallic-looking centipede, probably a good 30 or 40 feet long and 6 or 7 feet tall, bursts through the cave wall and immediately makes straight for the bins of ore and begins just scooping them up with mandibles, chittering wildly and consuming the raw ore. And all the clockworks immediately drop their tools and just begin unloading round after round from their guns into this thing. There is an exit further down at the far end of the room. And there's the tunnel from which you came.
What sort of tools did the clockwork workers drop?
Shovels mostly. A couple have a sort of rake-like implement for scraping the slag off the top of the molten metal.
Anything smaller than that?
No, most of them are kind of two-handed hand tools.
I want to reach down and grab a shovel. If I can get them while they're busy firing.
Give me a dexterity and larceny. I'll give you 2 extra dice since they are completely distracted at this point.
Yeah, I want to get something too because they drop tools and tools are good.
All right.
So what was it? Is something
dexterity and larceny. If you're
All
not
right,
trained
I'm
in
great at
larceny,
that.
You take a -1.
What was the bonus?
2 extra dice for the distraction.
7. All right, 9 dice.
One success.
All right. Yep. You've got a shovel.
3 successes.
You've got a really nice shovel.
I want to hand the shovel back to Phage,
Okay.
who is bigger than me and will likely be able to put more force behind it.
Okay.
Sneaking past.
Phage, you are being handed a shovel.
She's kind of been zoning out for a second, just taking in her surroundings. Sorry, what do you want me to do with this?
Use it in case we need it.
I'm not. Weapons. I hand it back as these.
Actually, as Phage hands it back, Gale will hold out a hand.
I'll
Sure.
hand it to Gale.
Hi.
Sure, you.
Hand it to Gale. By the way,
Gale, looking like the weirdest version of American Gothic ever.
Just to hold it in a way that appears particularly dainty, like she was just going out to shovel the flowers in her little garden.
So, I want to try and use one of my contracts, right? I can use
do we have our
find-
contracts?
Pathfinder. Do we have those?
Yes, you do.
Good question. Okay. Pathfinder. So I can.
Okay.
I want to know if basically I'm trying to see if there's more sound that way or if going back the other way seems safer. I'm trying to figure out which. If this is just walking back into a furnace, basically.
Okay.
So I think.
Okay. You roll intelligence and weird.
Okay.
And spend a glamour.
All right. Intelligence Where's that? 2. Where's weird? It's a good question.
Weird should be towards the bottom, I believe.
That
Okay,
should
Your
be
weird
all the
should
way
also be
up.
1.
Yeah, so 3, and I spent a glamour. Okay. All right. 3. And this is my... no, that's not my specialty. No. Intelligence. Unless we are... No, that's investigation. Okay. One success.
All right. And what exactly are you trying to find out? Just where the exit is, or what?
Is there more sound? Is there more like sounds of centipedes exploding through the walls further in? Because there's one here, and there might be more because bugs come in lots of amounts usually.
Okay. You've got a huge centipede in front of you. You don't pick up on a sense. You don't feel particularly as if there are any others lurking about.
Okay.
So are you trying to be like direction of danger? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to see if there's more danger ahead that I can tell. And to me, there doesn't seem any. So they're distracted now. Run. I'm running.
Is there
Okay.
is there anything around that's like made of wood, like a long piece of wood or anything I could grab?
You see absolutely nothing made of wood. Even
Okay.
these shovels are entirely metal.
So I've got a question. Because the contract doesn't specify precisely. Control elements. States that I can shape any solid, gaseous, or intangible element such as water, mist, or fire into any simple form, making solid walls of water or hiding a room in deep mist. Could I make like a dagger of fire?
Potentially.
Before we leave, because this area is distinctly dominated by my element, because it's so hot I'm sweating. I would
say it's fairly well dominated by your element. Yeah.
I would like to try to control elements to create some form of weapon of fire.
Okay. Let me take a look at the text on that just to be sure I'm not going completely berserk.
It's page 139 to 140.
Okay.
Bottom of page 139 in the book. Or
Yep.
140 on the PDF, but...
I don't think you can make an object of that level. Like, dagger is not really a simple form. Dagger is something that is actually crafted and...
Or like a spike
create.
of fire?
You might be able to make a spike of fire, conceively.
Something I can carry with me.
Right. However, you do feel like, I mean, it will be a very short-term creation, but
Yeah.
if you want to make a spike of fire, that would give you at least something you could use it from a melee perspective. Yeah.
I'll
go ahead.
wait until I need it. I just wanted to know if I could.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
And I'll follow after Liz, who apparently took off.
Neilfly will do the same, but he would like to use his smoke contract to make himself less seen.
Okay. So you're going for which one is that?
That would be
Shadow
smoke.
Patch?
Yeah, Shadow Patch.
You have 3 dots in that? Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay. In that case, you will roll Wits and Weird and spend a Glamour.
So that would be...
Although technically, you will have, given the time that you've spent in here, you will have met your catch, so you don't actually have to spend a Glamour.
Oh, okay. So just Wits and Weird? That would be
Yep, Wits and Weird.
1 plus the amount of I have in Wits, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Question.
Yes.
The catch for Cloak of the Elements is the changeling bears some symbolic representation of the element in question. The fact
Two
that I'm
successes.
made of fire, does that qualify
Does
as
not
that
count.
catch? Okay.
Nope.
2 successes.
2 successes. All right.
It would have to be something that would be visible on your mask.
So you will get a +3 bonus to your stealth-based dice pools, which is what everybody's going to need to make in order to try and get through here without attracting attention. Dexterity and stealth, you've got an extra single die because of what's been going around.
So you said I have a +3 in stealth?
So you will have
Would my unobtrusive
+3 in
specialty
onto that.
apply?
yes, it would.
And you said the roll was dexterity and stealth, correct?
Yes, dexterity and stealth, you'll be getting +4 to that, 1 for the circumstance, 3 for the contract.
So the -1 for being unskilled and the +1 for circumstances just cancel each other
Then
out?
they wash. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So I'm rolling 1 die that is not a chance roll.
Okay.
Can I use my gliding?
No success.
There's not really an area here where you can climb up to get enough distance for that.
Okay.
4 successes.
6.
Okay.
2 successes.
2 successes.
3.
All right. 3 successes, 2 successes, 2, 2.
Oh,
Gale
it's
got
not.
1.
It's not doing. I think I only have 1. It's doing a weird.
Yeah, so the macro that we're
Yeah.
using is missing. You need to add an F1 after the 8. for it
Oh,
to fail
okay.
on ones.
All right. Yeah, so I only have 1.
I put new macros in the.
In Slack.
Yeah, you should
Oh,
have
okay.
2. You should. No, hang on. Yeah, you should. Yeah, you have 1.
Holly should have 2.
Holly has 2. Yeah, I put new macros in Slack for you.
Sorry.
No, ones don't count as failures in New World of Darkness, guys.
Oh, they
I
don't?
thought they
No.
did.
Oh,
Nope.
okay.
Never mind.
There we
I've
go.
got 3 successes
We're
then.
good.
Yeah.
Never mind then. I can
There
just use the
should
old
be no F1s. Nope.
Okay.
All right.
Does not
Never
happen.
mind then.
Yeah. Because then things would get absolutely ridiculous because
Oh,
you're having to
it'd be
roll
bad.
over an 8 for everything and getting subtractions? No. Does not.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. Ones are just ones. They are not failures.
That's good.
Okay.
In that case, I've got 3 successes.
So yeah, you guys begin to make your way as quietly as you can, trusting in the noise of the battle, and you are almost to the far end when the centipede finally falls under this unearthly fusillade of blunderbuss fire, and the clockworks immediately begin shoveling this metallic-looking insect into one of the smelters as well, as it begins to melt and congeal, and the consumed ore inside blends with its own physiology, as this thing is apparently being poured into and formed into molten metal as well. And that's when Phage trips over a dropped shovel.
Oh.
Clang, 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 clang. And suddenly all these clockwork heads turn and stare at you, and the gun barrels are coming down.
Shovels are our new doors.
I would like to go
I'm
ahead
gonna.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. You had a thing.
It might not be appropriate for a lady to be here, but it is also not appropriate for the workers to question a lady being here if she does have a purpose here. So I'm just going to use my mask of superiority and pretend I have a purpose here. And why are they even acknowledging someone like me in such a rude manner?
All right,
I love
then.
this. This is fantastic.
So, you are going to roll weird plus intimidation -1.
Okay.
You will have to spend 2 glamour.
Where's intimidation?
And let me check one thing.
Okay. I'm not skilled, but I don't get a penalty because Ferris.
And since you are at a weird where you can only spend 1 glamour per turn, you will have to basically weather a turn and then enact
Right.
it on the second one. What's everybody else doing?
I mean, does this count as high standing or good looks alone?
Definitely would count as high standing if you're
Because
trying
that's
to
the catch for Mask of Superiority, is that pretend to be socialite or similar celebrity whose fame comes from high standing or good looks alone.
Oh.
Which I don't know if that applies here.
No, that wouldn't really apply in this one. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Question. Does the smoke contract only apply for me, or would I be able to
Only
use
applies
it for
for you.
Okay, got it.
So, fuck, I'm rolling. I thought it was dexterity plus weird because I'm looking at it.
Mask of Superiority? Under
Weird.
Contracts of Vainglory, page 146.
Weird
Yeah.
plus intimidation.
Sorry, I put every.
Yeah,
Okay.
it says weird plus intimidation minus their resolve.
So
Okay. For some reason, there's 2 dice pools listed. That's weird. It's my fault.
No worries.
Yeah. So that's 1 dice. Okay. This is not going to work out well.
are we like separated out a good distance from the workers, or are they like right next to us too?
They're a little ways down. I mean, they're definitely within range, but
All right, I would like to so control elements.
okay.
The catch is that the area is completely dominated by the element.
Mhm.
So and I just want to basically create a wall of fire between us and them.
Okay.
So
and
that,
is this my 9 again?
For your seeming?
Yeah, because it's.
Let me check. I believe it probably would be.
Oh, wait, no, subterfuge. Sorry. I thought it was intimidation. It's subterfuge. I misread it.
Okay.
so that even if it doesn't stop them immediately or make them go back or make them lose track of us or whatever, it'll at least buy time for Gale to do whatever Gale's doing.
Okay.
Hopefully.
All right.
Manipulation plus weird to do that.
Yes.
So. Which is going to be 5. 2 successes.
All right, 2 successes. You basically get a 10 square yard area. So basically 30 feet of fire, about 3 feet wide, just erupts straight up out of the ground. And most of the clockworks recoil. You guys do have a few shots incoming, however.
Does the fact that it's blind shot make it easier for us to dodge?
Well, you can't dodge, but
Make it harder for them
you
to
do
hit
have
us.
a level of protection, however, with cover being interposed and that sort of thing. So let's see what happens. 1 shot at Phage, since she made the most noise, which misses.
Melts in
And
the
1
fire.
shot. Yep. And 1 shot at, we'll say, Neo, which also misses. So 2 reports blast out from behind this wall of fire and shatter against the stone wall behind you guys. None of them hit, and there is a barrier of flame between you and your attackers.
I'm gonna take the opportunity. I'm just gonna go towards Phage and try to grab her, pick her up if I can, and just try to like move her so that we can get going.
How many dots of strength do you have?
Wait, who was the one that fell? It was
Phage.
Phage, right?
Phage.
Okay.
Phage. Yep.
I have
The 7 foot
I have-
tall, 600-pound one.
3 dots in strength.
3 dots in strength.
Wow, nice.
You can
Yeah, you go. Give me a strength and athletics minus 2.
Okay.
Because that is a lot more weight than you would most likely be able to lift just by yourself.
2 successes.
All right, yeah. You haul Phage up off the ground and start dragging her down the passageway.
At that time, I'm also trying to like get her up so that she can start walking by herself.
Oh yeah, no. You get her up and she's getting her feet under her just fine.
I can walk on my own.
And then he's going to continue.
All right. What's everybody else doing?
Apparently spending that second term spending glamour on my failure.
Okay. All right. So you go to enact it and suddenly realize, yeah, they probably can't see you, and your grasp on that essence of personality kind of just fizzles out. And you're a little pissed about that.
Cretins.
What?
Okay. Everybody else.
There aren't any weapons on this side, right? They didn't drop
Nope.
any. Nope. Okay. I'm getting out of here. Yeah, backing up.
Okay.
Following.
Yeah, I'm running to the
guys
exit and
are
I'm making
running down?
sure that everybody is coming
Yep.
behind us. I'm just like,
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So you guys are on a run then. I would like stamina and athletics rolls from everybody.
Does
Does
endurance
park-
qualify for this?
Oh yeah.
does parkour apply for this?
Yeah, I would say
Okay,
probably.
good.
Dexterity and athletics?
Stamina and athletics.
Stamina and athletics. That's much
Five.
worse.
5 successes.
5
Oh,
successes.
this is gonna be great, you guys. I only have one die.
1 success.
3 successes.
0 successes.
All right. So you guys go off at a tear down this passageway. You leave Liz in your dust, like almost right away.
If
Phage is out in front after a very brief period with Neo and Gale trailing behind. Nero and Lark are trying to catch up, and Liz is just short legs.
if I notice somebody
And
being
I've been a mirror for the last decade. This whole running
I have
thing,
no-
not really my
Gas
yeah.
boosting, yeah.
if I notice somebody being left behind, I stop and go back for them. So
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Let's see. Phage, you're out in front. Give me a wits and composure.
1 success.
You see something crossing your path suddenly. There's a break in the tunnel and a little bit of glint of metal. 2 glints, actually. And as you skid to a halt to see what this is, because your brain immediately screams, "Trap!" It looks like a small railroad, and you glance over to one side, and there's a couple mine carts just kind of sitting there.
Oh, this is gonna be fun! I run over and start trying to haul one of the carts onto the rail.
Okay.
Neofly sees this and he's gonna go help her.
Okay. So you guys begin to try and wrestle some of these mine carts from the siding that they're launched on into the main rail. And as you lay hands on them, there's a sudden vibration, and they begin to move almost under their own accord. And it almost gets yanked out of your hands suddenly, and you lose your grip on it, at which point it comes to a dead halt again.
Oh, this is fun.
He's kind of gesturing us for like to get in the cart.
How many carts are there?
5.
5?
Yep.
So I yell out to the rest of the group, when you get here, grab a cart, and I grab Neo and pull him into the first cart with me, because there's not enough for all
Okay.
6 of us.
Yeah. No, there's room for 3 regular-sized people, so you and Neo fit a little snug, but you fit into the first one, and it just rockets off at an insane rate of speed.
Fortunately, Neo's very thin, so me being very
Yes.
big doesn't hurt that much.
And you go down and up and bend around, and you are going probably a good 40, maybe 50 miles an hour on this thing.
And
Anytime
Phage
it takes a turn, you are a hair's breadth away from flipping this minecart. Yeah.
Neo just lifts his hands in the air as if it was a roller coaster.
Yeah, like Phage didn't say anything. He just, Phage is having the time of her life.
All right. Which is about when the other four of you, having gone back to collect people, come up, and you just hear a trailing cry of glee going down in one direction.
I just didn't get in the minecart. I was up at the top and back.
Right. Yes.
Because I'm very fast for Barbie feet.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I'm incredibly delicate, but I'm fast. So I want to, mostly in an expressive way, sort of pirouette into the cart.
Okay. You're taking your own?
Yeah, I'm taking my own.
Okay. All right.
She gazelle,
yes.
she gazelle
Unless
hops
there's a
into the cart.
charioteer or a driver of an approved rank and status, I'm taking my own.
All right.
She gazelle hops into the cart.
So with a slight flourish of a leg, Gale is into a cart, and once again, off down the track. Your turns are a little more stable because you've got a slightly lower center of gravity and not as much mass in your cart. But I'm
also not trying to ride it like a roller coaster.
Yep.
I'm gonna...
And you are slowly closing the gap between the Phage Neo cart and your own.
I'm gonna help the two shorter ones into their own carts first.
Okay. So who are you helping in first?
Probably Liz.
All right.
Okay.
So you give Liz a hand, and as soon as Liz lands on the cart, it's gone.
Ah!
And you suddenly realize, oh yeah, no, these things take off pretty much as soon as you touch them.
Look over at Lark. Point at one of the remaining two.
Lark goes over to get into a cart.
All right.
Help Lark
So
in as well.
everybody is going on a breakneck speed down through this area. And as Neo is the last on the final cart.
Nero.
Or, sorry, Nero. This is not
Nero.
going to be
This is gonna be a problem.
Nero, Neo.
Just call me
the
Fly
problem.
if it makes it easier for you.
Nero
It's already
and
happened.
Fly.
So as Nero gets into the last cart, a few more rounds suddenly whiz by. And let's see if any of them hit you.
My defense is 4.
Not applied against firearms. You can't dodge a bullet.
Sure you can.
Dang it.
Nope.
If you can dodge
not
a
a
bullet,
vampire,
you can dodge
sir.
a ball.
That is not at all how that works.
That's if you can dodge a bullet, you can dodge a ball. That is a true statement.
But let's see. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Yep.
So you take another 3 lethal.
You are not a vampire, sir.
So just BAM!
Yep. Something catches you hard in the shoulder.
What's the point where you start taking penalties?
Once you get within your last 3 health levels, I believe.
I have 3 health levels left.
Let me check just to be sure.
As I tumble into the cart, I want to spend a glamour to increase my health again.
Okay. Yes, you do not get to apply your defense against firearms. And as long as you've got 3 undamaged health levels remaining, you won't be at penalty yet.
Yeah, so I actually no, sorry. 3. Yeah, I spend another point of glamour to increase my health by 1.
Okay.
So I now have 4 health levels left.
All right. And you take off down the rails. Now, as you guys travel, it's probably about 5 minutes or so before these things judder to a halt at what looks like some sort of loading platform or other. There's a number of empty bins and barrels nearby. Completely deserted, as best you can tell.
On the
But
ride,
the carts come to a stop of their own accord.
on the ride, I was checking to see if I have a bullet in my shoulder or if it went through.
Give me. Do you have any dots in medicine?
No.
Uh-oh.
You can give me an intelligence roll.
So
-3 for not having any dots in medicine.
I
-2 for the fact that you're trying to see something that may have shot you in the back.
I only have. Well, like I just look down and see if there's a bullet hole in the front of my shoulder.
Oh, okay.
I don't have. I only have 1 dot in intelligence, so I'm rolling.
You can make a chance roll.
6.
You go to like just try and reach up there, and just that movement of the muscle hurts so much that you're like, nope.
Yeah.
Not do that.
So
I
when the
clamber
when the
slowly out.
when the cart comes to a stop, I fall out of it.
So,
do the
Phage and
clamber
Fly
slowly out.
get to the end first. I assume exit their cart.
Oh, that was fun. As I hop out.
Right. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. The rest of you eventually catch up as well.
Fly is when he gets out of his cart, he kind of takes a breath because he thought he was going to die or get crushed or something, so he's just happy to be alive.
Good.
You don't look good.
Just laying on my front, holding my shoulder.
No, not at all good. I need fabric. Something?
What happens if you spend your last point of glamour?
Then you are out of glamour.
Okay, so I'm gonna reach into that chain again. Spend that last point of glamour that I've got to pull out fabric.
Oh no.
You can just roll weird if you don't want to try. If you want to try without spending the glamour.
Oh yeah, I can do that. But I only have 1 dot of weird.
Yeah.
I'd rather not have my hand not come back.
Your hand is going to be fine.
Sure, I'll roll weird. Nope. That's
All right.
4.
So yeah.
Nothing happens.
yeah,
That's
happens.
you're really sick.
Fly's gonna try to see if he can rip off like a piece of fabric from him, whether it be off of his trench coat or anything on him, and
Okay.
have him hand it over
So
to
yeah,
him.
that won't be hard at all. So yeah, Fly just rips off a decent chunk of fabric and sort of just hand it out.
Good. Okay. And then I just start like without thanking you. I'm gonna try and patch him up.
All right. Intelligence and medicine. You've got a little bit of tools, so only -1.
First
Okay.
session, already almost dead.
I know.
You've been
The
taking
hedge
bullets for
sucks,
people.
man.
Yeah. 2,
Yeah. It's kind of what he
5,
does.
4. 0 successes.
You're able to stop the bleeding, but whatever's in there is still in there.
Okay. We need to get you somewhere safe.
I walk over. You know, this wouldn't happen if you didn't take bullets for people. And I kneel down and pick him up. If I have to use display grandiose might to help make it easier, I will.
I am not that heavy.
Give me a strength and athletics.
I'm about 150 pounds soaking wet, and I would never be soaking wet.
And he's never soaking wet, yeah.
Since this is just lifting and carrying, would endurance apply?
No.
Okay. 0 successes, so yeah, I'll use my display grandiose might,
Okay.
which means I need to roll athletics and weird,
Mhm.
and I'll spend 2 glamour, which is the same dice pool. 0 successes. My strength is unaffected.
Yep.
Dice don't like me right now.
Can I try to see if I can pick him up?
Between the two of you, Phage and Fly, you guys can each get under an arm.
Don't worry. It's gonna be okay. We'll be okay. It'll be okay. We're gonna get out of this. Let's see.
Gale and Lark, since you guys are the only ones that aren't busy right now, I would like wits and perception from both of you. Or wits and composure, sorry.
Unfortunately, I have a lot of glamour to spend.
Yeah, you probably do.
Three successes.
1 success.
Okay. So, Lark, as you glance around, you see kind of a small door at the far end, and you pointed out Gale very gracefully and quickly scampers over, pulls it open, and there's a ladder going up.
There's a ladder going up.
You actually feel pretty good about this ladder because unlike the rest of these tunnels that you've been through, which are very roughly excavated stone, this one is actually lined with marble, polished and clean.
Lark's going to walk over
The issue is a
and
very
start
good
to go up
start.
it.
Right, so Lark's going and climbing up.
Yep.
Okay. Let me guess, the issue for Gale is climbing a ladder in a dress?
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Even though the dress is like physically her and there is nothing underneath it.
Still. So, Lark, as you begin to ascend the ladder, it goes up for about 20 or 30 feet and then stops at a trap door. Roughly within arm's reach of the final rung.
Can I hear anything beyond the door?
Give me a wits and composure, -2.
1 success.
You do hear some faint motion or commotion up there. It seems a little rhythmic, like a cycle of some sort, but you can't really identify what might be on the other side, but there is definitely something on the other side.
All right. She's going to shout down to Gale. There's some sort of a door up here.
Gale will give a very chastising look to all of them. Climb up the ladder.
Okay.
I get chastised while still bleeding.
The four of you that are still on the platform, you can hear the distant whisper of mine carts coming your direction.
We should be leaving now.
Lark, you're closest to the top. Do you have any dots in investigation?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I've got 1.
All right. Give me an intelligence and investigation then.
Okay.
Or actually a wits and investigation, sorry.
Okay, good. One success.
So there's no handle on the trap door, and the only markings on it are 2 small square insets, roughly about inch and a half apart, of roughly uniform size.
Gale from below you will call up. Is it locked?
Does it appear locked to me?
If you reach up and you just sort of experimentally push on it, definitely.
Okay. Yes, it would appear so.
Meanwhile, the 4 of you at the bottom, what are you guys doing?
Trying to figure out how to haul a mostly dead man up a ladder.
I'm
gonna attempt to fireman carry him over me.
I will resist any attempts to be picked up.
He does still have 1 functional arm.
I can climb on my own.
Are you sure about that, Mr. 5 bleeding wounds?
Technically, I have 4 health levels left, so I'm not at a penalty.
And technically, he only has 2 bleeding wounds.
Right, one of them got closed up.
This is dirt and bandages and things.
Yeah, Neofly is kind of just continuing to gesture at the ladder that we need to go up it. He's just going.
You're going first this time, dead man.
Is it still like hot in here?
It's noticeably cooler.
Okay, so it's not like we're not still in like a furnace area.
Mm.
All right, can't do that then. I'll look up. If it's locked, you're probably gonna have to go first. I say, looking at Phage.
I can get through locked things. It's improper to borrow, lady.
Well, if you can get through, then get through.
Can Lurk and I negotiate on the ladder such that I can get to the door?
Yep.
Okay.
You guys can. It'll take you a moment or two, but you'll be able to switch positions if you want.
I will pointedly not look up.
I'm going to use my artifice contract. Where is that one? Touch of the Workman's Wrath to shift the track. To shift the track further back in the tunnel so that it. Well, I don't want to go back.
It works on a device or a vehicle. The track is neither a device nor a vehicle, unfortunately.
Okay, it wouldn't. Can I get one of our carts to go back and block the way?
You could investigate and see if you could manage to do that.
Okay, I'd like to try and do that.
All right. Give me an intelligence and I'll say intelligence and investigation.
Okay. 2, 4. And we're not in any sort of dream situation right now, are we?
Nope.
Okay. That's 2 successes.
Looking around, you can see that this area where the carts are there's a slight hand crank off to one side that looks like it's meant to rotate this last section of track.
Okay. Can someone help me? It's big, I'm assuming. Bigger. It looks like it's going to take more strength than I have. Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. I'm going to try and do it first before
Strength and
asking.
athletics.
Okay, I'm going to be terrible at this. Let's do it. Let's see. Strength 1. So I have 1 total. I can do a luck roll.
Fly is gonna go and try to plead to her help and see if she'll need assistance.
Okay. There's room enough on the crank for 2 people, so you guys can both make the roll at the same time.
Okay, you said it was
strength and athletics.
okay.
And Liz is like holding
trying
on,
to pull it, especially at the
dangling off the crank.
Pretty much.
2 successes.
All right. So you begin to heave on this crank as well, maneuvering it around. You get it roughly about good 100 degrees of rotation. You need a little bit more.
Can I try one more roll?
Yep. Those mine carts are getting much closer, however.
Yeah.
1 success.
All right. So you've got it pivoted 180 degrees with the carts now pointing back the other direction.
Fly
And
just kinda looks at
I
it.
want to try and send one of the carts out to crash into them or something.
Okay. So you lay a hand on a cart, and it begins to judder forward, but as soon as you let go, it stops.
Okay. I need some. I put the shovel in there. Does it go forward?
Nope.
I slice my hand across the top. It's like a metal cart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And see if the end, like, squeeze my hand over it and see if that will push
Give
it
me
forward. If it needs, like, living.
Give me a resolve and composure.
Okay. So
How's that door coming, by the way?
three.
I was waiting until we were segueing back.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and roll presence in weird there.
Okay, is that
Okay.
1 glamour or 2 glamour that's?
Are you taking somebody with you, or are you?
Hello.
3 successes.
I'm gonna try and go through alone and see if I can get it from there.
Okay, then it'll just be 1 glamour.
Cool. Spending that and rolling.
So,
presence.
Liz, you gash your hand open.
Mm-hmm.
You suffer 1 lethal damage,
Okay.
and the cart just jets off and disappears down the track. And then you hear a clang and a crash.
Fly hears this, he's gonna grab Liz, and he's just going to rush to the ladder. Like, he's gonna
Okay.
grab her instead of rush.
Yeah.
So, Gale, you focus on this thing that is blocking your path. You do not like having your path blocked. You have places to be that are not here. And you focus and just reach out to that essence of barrier that's stopping you. And you say no. And you are on the other side.
Okay. What do I see from there?
Lark, you just see as if it wasn't even there. Gale just crawl through a completely locked door. And she's gone.
She's gonna kind of like reach out and feel the door, like there's something she's missing.
Solid as anything. Just those 2 little square holes in front of you.
Huh.
Gale, as you come out the other side, you hear spinning gears, cycling belts, clash and clang of metal and manufacturing just resounding through this immediate area. You're in a small closet of some sort. You look down, the floor beneath you, you can't even tell where you came out of. It's seamless.
Oh, no.
Laura Seamless Gale's going to kneeling down delicately. Knock, knock, knock.
You guys don't hear anything.
After a minute of waiting and nothing happening, I tell Bird, could you get out of the way? I need to get that open.
She'll maneuver out of the way so
Climb
she
the
can get
ladder.
through.
Okay.
And
There's
so
a very, very sturdy, looks like maybe stone, maybe ceramic, maybe some weird type of metal.
all right, so I need to use Ogre's Rending Grasp, and I am specifically attempting to remove a barrier such as a door or a wall.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to spend no glamour.
Nope.
Roll Strength and Weird to reduce its durability.
You get out of the way.
Damn it! Why dice?
Oh.
Why? It is, however, instantaneous, but I believe that goes on along with the Strength Athletics check to try and make it easier. So
So yeah, the object's durability is unaffected.
yeah.
So, yeah, you sink your fingernails into it, trying to just leech away some of that innate structure, and in whatever bonds this material together. Just try and loosen that just a little bit, but you don't get any purchase on it.
Am I able to try again, as it is an instant thing?
Yeah, you'd have to spend another 2 glamour.
I'm still fitting the cash.
Right.
One success.
All right. So you've
And
reduced
try
its durability by 1.
and then try and pull it.
Okay. Give me a... It's very difficult to get a handle on this thing. Give me a strength and athletics -3.
Is there
That leaves me with one
are
die
there
left.
hinges on this? Are
Not
there?
that you can see.
Okay.
One success on my one die.
Nice.
Okay. Let me look up the breaking things rules real quick.
You could just punch up instead of trying to pull down.
I don't want to do that.
No, not you, Phage.
Breaking objects. Here we go.
I mean, that's kind of what I was trying to do, but
Yeah.
oh well. I don't think this door opens that way.
Yep.
You don't think it opens up or out, up or down?
I think it opens down, not up. Otherwise, it wouldn't have pull levers.
All right, breaking down a door. Oh, that was actually the wrong roll. Strength and stamina, -3. Roll that again.
Oh, well, that's better. 3 successes. Eat that
3
door.
successes. All right. So you deal 1 point of structure damage to the thing. You slam a fist into it or grab on to whatever you can reach, trying to get your fingers inside that pair of little square openings and just yank on it as much as you can. You feel a very faint shift or crack of some sort.
I reach down. I reach up to grab the magnet on my neck, around my neck.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and I hold it up.
I'm assuming I'm way out of your reach to try and grab
No.
that.
I'm holding
It's
it up
about-
so you can see it.
So you hear a hey from behind you.
I look down.
He's holding up a small horseshoe magnet on a chain.
I climb down to grab it. And I go back up and I put it against the door.
Something goes, and the door just slides like it's on a runner, wide open, and it's
Could've mentioned
about
that a minute ago.
about a 4 foot by 4 foot. It'll be a squeeze for you, but you can definitely wriggle your way through if you do like one arm and then head and then
It's like-
other arm,
I was
Yeah, it's
busy
like
being
shoulders
told
at a
not to
time.
get shot.
and you heave yourself up through this opening. You're in a small closet,
Flag kind of
there's a
gives a
door.
thumbs up to me to Nero.
and Gale is just sort of standing primly in a corner.
I like force like face first through the door.
Bam! The door
Like,
swings
just
open.
like headbutt it. Just,
Okay,
I try to one-arm climb the ladder.
you can do it. It takes you a little while, but
Yeah, I was gonna try to be like kind of like a me trying to have one hand on Nero, pushing him up and grabbing Liz and pulling her up, trying to do that.
Okay.
You have to have a hand for the ladder.
Yeah, you only have 2 hands.
you sure about that?
Pick one.
So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna try to help Liz up. Because I don't have Boon of the Scuttling Spider yet.
So, Phage, you smash your head into this door and just headbutt and shove your way out. And a heavily contaminated atmosphere just smacks you right in the face. Roll me stamina and resolve.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Do I have to as well?
Yes, you do, now that the door is open.
We climbed
success.
up into the
Thank you,
shitter.
tens. Difficulty 8 on everything makes this very interesting.
Yes, it does.
You find
Fortunately,
yourself
ones do not distract. So,
in a porta
That's
potty.
very good.
Zero.
all right. So, Gale, as the particulate metals in the air just go right into your lungs, you are seized with a hacking, coughing fit and are doubled over, almost incapacitated. Your speed is halved, and any physical rolls you make are at a -3. You're able to barely get an arm in front of your face, but Phage, you can still maneuver, but it's very difficult to see. There are copper and brass shavings just floating wildly through the air. You can hear this rhythmic clang of manufacturing and machinery as these coppery and brassy looking ingots and fittings are being processed and running by an industrial line off to the side. And I need to move everybody in Roll20 over to a different page.
Different page.
Different page.
A blank white page.
Yep. And you guys are coming out right here. If you guys can see where my ping on the map is.
Yep.
Mm,
I see a ping on
Oh,
the blank white
okay.
page, yes.
Yes.
okay.
You guys can't see the
It's probably on the GM layer, not the map layer.
Yeah.
all right.
Game layer, right click, map layer.
How do I make this happen?
So go to the GM layer, right click on the object, go to the Shift Layers tab, and go to Map Layer.
Okay. All right. I'm on the objects and tokens, map and background. Son of a bitch.
Here, I will fix it for you.
Thank you. While John fixes the map for us.
Yeah, there's only two of us that are really used to GMing in Roll20, so
It's so true.
there we go.
Ooh.
All right, so
Ooh.
you guys are coming out. Right
Look
here.
at all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I see that.
So you guys, and so this is the room. Whoops. This is the room that's directly in front of you.
Ooh.
All
So,
right.
because you
Have the
started
re-
using maps, now I have to actually design a Roll20 window for Changeling as well.
Oh, trust me, this will probably be the last time I use maps.
But just in case.
But just in case, no, that's fine. I
So
get
at this time, have the rest of us gotten atop the ladder?
So you guys are coming out into this area. I'll need everybody to make a stamina and resolve roll.
Question: would it really affect Neofly because of his mask?
Actually, no. You would be the one accepted from it.
Stamina. and
Did you draw the
The compass rose? Yes, I did.
Did you choose those directions just to be contrary?
I chose those directions because there are 8 cardinal directions in the hedge.
Ooh.
Most of them.
That's
Wow.
one success.
All
Two
right.
successes.
2 successes. Good.
What are we rolling?
Ooh.
Resolve and stamina.
And I'm assuming I already failed this.
You already failed yours.
1 success.
1 success. All right.
Do I see Gale on the floor?
Yes, you do. Well, not
Okay.
really on the floor, just kind of bent over, coughing
Okay.
her guts out.
I'm gonna try to assist her and
Daintily coughing.
I'm gonna try to
Daintily
assist her
coughing
and
her guts out.
kind of like put my hand over her nose or something like that.
Okay.
So she can-
Is there? We're in.
Give me a wit and composure roll, Neofly.
what's that?
And we're in a closet, right? Is there? There's no
You're in
equipment
a closet
here?
coming out
There's-
into the larger room below.
There's no like supplies on the closet shelves or anything like that.
2 successes.
Okay.
The closet in and of itself is empty.
Mhm.
Neo, as you're looking forward, you see that this other room that you're coming into is a locker room of some sort. There are some coats hung up, and you think you see some goggles and masks at the far end on a rack.
Yeah, I'm gonna rush towards them and try to grab them back, and I'm gonna point like a finger to everybody, or kind of have my hands just like wait, and then I'm gonna rush and try to get them all and bring it back to the rest of the party.
Your
Okay.
map work is incredibly intricate, by the way, and I have no idea how you got everything to look so uniform.
I stole this map from something else and then edited
Okay.
it.
Okay,
I-
that makes more sense.
I reach down into the trap hole that's
Mhm.
still open.
Yep.
Try to retrieve that magnet,
Yep, you can do that.
and then pull my hand back and see if the trap door closes.
It does.
I'll put it back around my neck.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah, do I need to make a roll for anything just to grab the mask and bring them back?
You find 3 masks and 4 sets of goggles.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab them and just bring them to the rest of the party,
Okay.
and then I'll just put them on the floor and just be like,
You need this. I'm handing Gail a mask because you're coughing. That's not good.
Gail will put on the mask.
Okay.
Probably fits a bit oddly given her face, but
It does fit a bit oddly, but it does filter through most of the particulate matter, and after a moment, you still can't open your eyes because of the things in the air, but your breathing normalizes somewhat.
I'll reach down and grab a pair of goggles and hand them over to Gale as well. Here, put these on.
How many masks and how many goggles are there?
There are
3 masks, 4 goggles.
So now 2 masks, 3 goggles.
Yep.
And everybody else who's not wearing a mask and goggles, give me another stamina and resolve roll.
I wanted to take a pair of goggles, but not a mask.
Okay. Unless you're wearing both, you have to take, or you're
Okay.
Neofly, you have to make the roll.
What was it again?
Stamina and resolve.
0 successes.
All right, you are trying to hold on, but nope, this is entirely too heavy and polluted, and you are losing it.
So three successes as I reach down and try and put the mask and goggles on Nero.
Okay, so you assist with that. All right, so Neofly's covered, Nero is covered. Gale, you have both on, or just the mask?
She has both.
Both on. All right.
Mhm.
So there are a number of lockers and a couple more that you have already found.
I'm opening lockers. I want to go and see what's in there.
I'm gonna do the same.
Okay. Liz, you have not taken a mask or goggles yet? Or no, wait, you did.
I have a pair of goggles on.
You have
But
a
I
pair of
didn't take a
goggles, but
mask.
not a mask. All right.
Yep.
Give me another resolve and stamina then.
I'll
Okay.
reach out, grab another set of the mask and goggles, and toss them to Lark. The last set of masks and goggles, I should say.
Yep.
Now there's just a pair of goggles.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Liz has the last pair of goggles.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do I find anything in the lockers?
Give me a dexterity and larceny, Neofly.
1 success.
Okay. Dexterity and larceny for you as well.
Okay.
I would also like to see if I can find anything.
Okay.
Being the last person who isn't any kind of protected.
I'm just gonna sit on the floor and catch my
I
breath.
rolled the wrong thing. Hold on.
1 success. Oh,
0
All right.
successes.
So yeah, you bust open a locker, Liz, and there are 3 more sets of goggles and masks in there.
Okay, I'm rushing back to the group and handing out. So I think we have enough for everyone now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we do.
you should.
Okay.
These
Yep.
these are a little more like single unit ones where they cover and then they've got the actual goggles attached to them. It's more of like a full face kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I have...
Most of them are fairly dirty and have an element of dust and grime on them and scratches as well. So everybody who's wearing one that they found, so basically everybody but Neofly, you are at a -1 for any wits and composure rolls at this point, just because it makes
just
it
because how
harder
grimy
to...
it is. Yeah.
Right.
If Neofly sees this, can he just try to like kind of use his arm to like wipe off the smudge off of one of them?
You can try, but honestly, it's something about these things themselves. You try and clean the grime off, and you think you've got it cleaned, and by the time you pull your hand away, it's already grimy again,
Okay.
which is weird.
I will put one of them on so that
Okay.
we can all be protected.
All right.
And
Yep.
And let's see, who else was breaking into a locker?
Just 2 of them.
yeah, that was
Okay.
me.
I
got
was
0
as well,
successes.
actually.
Okay. Phage, give me a dexterity and larceny.
Does my breaking and entering specialty apply to this?
Oh, hell yeah.
You are both breaking and entering.
2 successes.
2 successes. All right. As you break into this one, something very sleek and dark slithers its way out into a pool on the floor. Seems to be a set of clothing of some sort. Looks like a black top coat made of something that looks almost like somebody took a turtle shell and plated it on the outside of some dark fur hide substrate. And there's a set of very long boots sitting in the bottom of this as well.
Looks almost like armor.
Vaguely-ish.
Is it way too small for someone of my sheer size and bulk?
It looks that way, yeah.
So I'll hand that over to whoever else wants to look at it.
It's a thing.
This is
I
this
see
is the
that,
closest.
and I'm gonna like pass it over
Yeah.
to Liz.
It's a thing. I want to look at the thing. So yeah, I'll take a look.
Okay.
And I have the other mask on, so I have -1, right?
I will
So-
also, when I see them looking at something, I'll go ahead and push myself up to my feet and move over to see.
All right. So, Liz, it's in your journal now.
Okay. Ooh.
Can I see what it is?
Should be popping up on your Roll20 screen.
Yep. It's
It is not.
it's a thing. It's armor. But it's also makes people like you more. So
I wish I could wear it then. I really do.
So this is what's called hedge spun. Hedge spun is a type of clothing, generally with a level of the same build of the weird as what gives you guys access to the various contracts that you can utilize. It's made of magical materials, frequently having several different applications, but one of its more notable pieces is that owning an entire outfit of hedge spun generally gives you a slight level of status in changeling society.
mm-hmm.
So somebody comes in clad in entire hedge spun, they are doing things right, in a sense, in most changelings' eyes. It's the same sort of thing as showing up to a formal event dressed properly, as opposed to other people who might only have a slight knowledge of how to comport themselves in that sort of social setting. This particular hedge spun is also a somewhat armored construction as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it will subtract 1 from any melee or brawl attacks and 2 from any incoming firearm attacks.
Yeah, so it unfortunately does not seem to be large enough for me to wear. So
No, unfortunately not.
Would I be able to wear it and my vest at the same time?
You would not.
Yeah.
I'll
look over at Gale.
I was gonna look over at Gale too and just be like,
maybe our bride should
Is
have
this
it.
something I could wear?
but not
You
something
could,
that
yeah.
you
Mhm.
would, I feel.
It's a black.
More
It's a
from
black top
from
coat.
a like psychological standpoint. Is this something I could wear?
It is inherently fey in its nature. The other characteristic of hedge spun is that it also has a mane and a mask.
Okay.
So whereas other changelings will see you in this black top coat with turtle shell plating at strategic areas to protect from incoming gunfire, and the boots are literally made out of fish scales, other people will simply see you in a nice long coat of, professional cut with some knee to maybe above the knee boots. Fairly formal, definitely classy. It is,
Okay,
however,
yeah.
mostly black.
That is less of an issue given the different metaphor colors depending on which culture you're drawing your weddings from.
This is true.
Uh,
Neo just kind of points his
I
gaze
could
to
use
Gil.
that.
He just goes like, as like a please, put this on.
So we'll indicate towards Gale because Liz is holding it still. So
And if you don't say anything about it, Gail, I'm gonna start putting it on because it's
Gale did say
Gail
that.
just said I could use it, yes.
okay. Here.
Neoflyer is gonna try to look for an exit.
Okay.
Are there any other lockers that haven't been opened yet?
There are a couple, yes.
I'm now very interested, and I want to try these lockers.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Well,
cool.
You've got dexterity and larceny.
Can I try again too?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
want to.
There are 2 more closed lockers.
All right.
Somebody else.
Well, if they're doing it, I will let them do it because I am. I mean, I'm pretty good at it. I'll try it.
7
Are you
and
skilled at larceny?
minus
Yes,
1.
I am.
Yeah. 7, so 6.
'Cause I have effectively for trying this 2 dots in larceny and 1 dot in dexterity.
I'm actually better than you at this then.
2 successes.
2 successes.
Okay. So yeah, you guys managed to pop open the next 2 lockers. And inside one of them is simply a set of workman's clothing, kind of like a jumpsuit zipper patch where a name tag usually would have gone, which is missing, slightly less fading there. So apparently it had a name tag at one point, but that's no longer present. And then in the other one is simply a pair of boots.
Do either of these items look special?
Not particularly.
There are boots though, and I am barefoot. I put them on.
They're a little big.
Yep.
Not like
But I put them on
insanely
anyway.
like way too big, but
Not phage big, but
not phage big. But they're a little. They're maybe a size too large for you.
Okay. I put them on.
I continue
Okay.
to walk barefoot.
Yeah, Neoflyer is gonna try to look for an exit.
Little ways down, there is an exit into another room, and there's an emergency exits sign as well. Kind of grimy and faded, but gives you a rough layout of the building. Apparently,
Yeah, Neoflyer gestures to everybody else so we can go that way.
Are there any identifying markers on this locker?
no,
Pictures or anything like that? No.
nothing like that.
I'll follow after Neofly then.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys will be coming out this door right here.
Do that again? Okay.
Okay.
So there's that closet to the side, and then you guys are coming out this way. This is obviously a manufacturing or processing plant of some sort. You see a number of areas where the brass and coppery looking metal ingots are being run down through a number of pieces of machinery, processed, molded, altered. They're designed into a strange orientation, but then they seem to be shunted further down towards what, as you guys are looking at it, would be the left-hand side of the area. As you come out into this next room, you see a couple signs pointing out bathrooms, cafeteria, break room.
Am I hungry?
Kind of.
I indicate the cafeteria sign.
always hungry, so I immediately start walking to the cafeteria.
Yeah, distraction. I don't think this is good. I want to try and tell if I can. I'm gonna use something. My dream contract again to try and tell where moving things are, because I want to avoid them, because those other things we saw below were not good. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm
using
trying
Pathfinder
to
again?
Uh-huh. Yep.
And you're
Pathfinder.
wondering where are the moving things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where, like, moving, because the artificial things we saw before, or wait, they did actually make the carts move. So living things.
Living things.
Living things. I'm gonna specify.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Spend a glamour and roll intelligence and weird.
You know
Okay.
where all of us are.
Neofla is going to continue to look for an exit.
Yeah. And intelligence and weird.
Phage and Nero are heading to the cafeteria.
I know that. Yeah. 2, 3. Okay.
Gail will probably. Actually, Gail will just look.
1 success.
If you're looking for a place to get changed, there is a bathroom sign.
Neofly is looking for an exit.
Okay. How many successes for Liz?
1.
1 success? All
Yep.
right.
Do I know where living things
Yes, there are living things. Some of them are headed to the cafeteria. One of them
Okay.
is looking for an exit.
are? Mm-hmm.
Other things are much further away.
What direction?
Every direction.
Okay.
Phytoform, Widdershins, Quinforth, Intersplice.
Yep.
We're not
the whole
alone.
shebang.
Contrawise,
We're
Easterward,
not alone.
Blue Post.
Before we all split off, we're not alone.
No, we're
I'm
not.
saying no.
So,
Not.
Lark, where are you headed?
I'm also going to be looking for an exit at this point.
Okay. You guys can go ahead and give me a wits and investigation is what we'll need for that.
Does my keen observation apply?
Yes, it would.
I've been shot and exploded, and I'm hungry, and I need food.
0 successes.
Okay.
1 success.
Right. So you're looking around and you don't see anything labeled exit, Neofly. Lark, as you're kind of glancing about, these ingots that are being formed into this weird sort of jigsaw-like shape, they're definitely headed somewhere. So you start to follow them.
All right.
And it takes you down through a series of conveyor belts, machinery. Everything is kicking up a huge amount of metal debris and that sort of thing. And as you follow these intricate, very overlapping and kind of spaghetti junction-ish orientation of conveyor belts, eventually it leads you down to this room right here, where they are shunted along these conveyor belts that lead out through 2 very narrow openings on either side of a very large and heavily chained set of double doors.
Did anybody actually see that thing?
It's far left.
No,
Very far left.
Where is it?
Far left.
Very
of the
far
map.
left of the map.
Yeah, did Neo...
I
did-
see.
You can shift and left click, Jack, to direct our gaze to that
Oh,
spot.
hey. Ba-doop, right here.
Okay. Did Fly notice Lark leaving? Because if he did, he would want to follow her.
Give me a wits and composure -1. Or no, wait, you've got your own mask, so not a -1.
Okay.
Wasn't he headed to the cafeteria?
No, Nero
Yeah.
and
Nero and Phage were headed to the cafeteria.
Nero, not Neo.
1 success.
Yes, you would have noticed Lark leave.
Okay, so I'm going to follow her.
Okay. So that will take you down to that end of the factory floor as well.
Raphael and
where are
someone
you
else
headed?
have the name problems always.
Well, there's one common denominator, so we'll stick with that.
So where's Gale headed?
Gail was headed to find a place to change.
Okay. So you find a sign for restrooms. As you go there, you open the door, and it is choked with thorns and briars and brambles. You couldn't even get half an inch into this room. So that's a no-go.
Okay, you said thorns and briars and brambles.
Mhm.
Would these seem to... would they count from a Pathfinder perspective, and would I know about that at all?
If you have a contract, you innately know the catch for it, yes. And it would count for that, definitely,
Okay.
if you've got contracts of dream. Mhm.
Yeah, I've got the Pathfinder thing, so I'm going to poke myself for 24 hours of getting
So-
that catches.
Give me a dexterity and survival roll. Penalties apply if you do not have any dots in survival.
Yeah, I'm trying to find survival. No, I have some in survival.
Very good.
3 successes.
All right. So very deftly, you reach in, grab one of the thorns at the base, and just tap the tip of it with your finger sharply, and give it a quick snap. You've now got about a 3-inch long thorn and a very sore finger.
Yeah. Yeah.
To the cafeteria then, with Nero and Phage. You follow the signs down a short hallway, past a little bit of machinery, and you come into a room. The linoleum is cracked, a little dingy. There's a couple refrigerators, an oven, and a single cabinet that looks like it was a storage for dry goods at some point.
Well, I guess we can look over there.
I immediately head looking over into the cabinet.
So you open the cabinet, and just a torrent of autumn leaves pours out.
I don't think we can eat those.
I mean, you could, but it's not food.
I mean, they are dried goods.
I'm looking for food.
Is there anywhere else that you could look for food in this room? That we could look for?
3 refrigerators and an oven.
I open one of the refrigerators.
It's empty except for a couple of small cans, unlabeled. They look like Coke cans with the pop top, but like they never had gotten the paint on the outside to tell you what's actually in it.
I pull one out, shake it a little bit.
There's definitely liquid. Low-grade kerosene.
Darn it! Put it back.
I check in the ovens.
There's simply a pile of glowing embers in a coal scuttle in there.
Ooh.
I check through the other 2 refrigerators for anything that actually looks like food.
None of the other 2 refrigerator doors open. You give it a yank, and like the entire thing just drags a couple inches away from the wall.
I look at the seam. Is it actually a door, or is it just
No,
a
it's
handle
not.
on
It's
a piece of
literally
cloth?
just a handle on a panel that's... Yeah. It's like somebody was trying to make a life-size model
Door
train
replica.
station. Right, yeah. Real fake doors. Yeah. Wits and composure -1, since you guys are all both wearing masks.
Yep. One success.
0 successes.
Glancing around, Nero, the only other thing you see is a small, down at the far end of the room, a small metal cabinet looking kind of like a breaker box with a yellowing 3x5 card taped to it and something written on it.
Well, because I want to try to see if I can clear the air around me a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I just look over, see that, and then I'm going to reach in and put my hands in the glowing embers, and use that as the catch to cast to use Armor of the Element's Fury.
Okay.
Which engulfs me in fire. That provides an armor rating and also is fire on me.
Yep.
I want to have it in case, basically from my shoulders down on my torso, not my hands or elbows or anything, so I can still manipulate things because I can control how much of me it covers.
Roll me dexterity and weird.
Mm-hmm. One success.
All right. So you just lightly tap it, just enough to satisfy the catch, and you surround yourself with just this roiling kind of coating of embers that runs up and down your body, almost giving you a much more solidified presence on the areas that you've chosen.
Does it sort of cause the pollution in the air to singe and burn away at all?
Very little bit.
So does it seem like it'd be enough for me to breathe?
Definitely not.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to have it sort of warm the area around me because it is actually fire, and I'm going to head over to check out that card and note.
It simply says keys.
Is it like the note is on the card says keys?
Yes, basically there's a little yellowing 3x5 card taped to the outside of this metal cabinet, and that card says keys.
Oh, okay. I'll open up the cabinet.
There's a number of little hooks like you'd expect for a key cabinet, but only one of them has a key in it. It's a very large, kind of tarnished metal key with a fairly large bow in it. Probably almost 3/4 of an inch in diameter.
Reach out and grab it.
Okay.
Is there like a word on it or anything?
There's not a word. There's simply the icon of a bird. Give me an intelligence and survival.
So a 1 and a 1. So a 2. 1 success.
It's a cuckoo.
As in the bird?
As in the bird.
The extinct one?
As in the clock.
No, you're thinking of a dodo.
Oh. Yeah.
A cuckoo is definitely a very living bird. And the key is now in your journal.
I will put it in my pocket.
Okay.
Ooh, do I know this about the key?
Yep.
Just by having it? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've got kind of a changelings generally, if they find a token, can frequently intuit very quickly because of their facility with the various contracts, because that's how most changeling tokens work. How it functions.
Okay. I actually take that magnet around my neck, and I tug the magnet off the chain.
Okay.
Put it in my pocket and loop that chain around the key, like into the key thing, like in line with the bow, and put it around my neck, and
all right,
leave it there. Look back over. Find anything?
No, just kerosene.
I mean, that might be useful. We should probably bring it with us.
Fine. I open the refrigerator back up and pull the second can that's unopened out.
I say, while glowing on fire.
Nothing could go wrong with
catch.
Also, who the hell makes fake refrigerators? That's just rude.
Well, I imagine the Fae.
Fair point.
Give me a wits and occult roll, both of you.
I actually have a point of occult.
I do not.
So you're at a -3 for this.
2 successes.
0 successes.
Okay. So Nero,
I was
you say that,
cop.
and you turn to go. Phage, as he says that, glancing around, you're in what looks like a factory. So it's all metal and stainless steel and cinder block and rubber and things like that. So you don't know why you suddenly hear an ominously creaking tree.
That's... Don't keep mentioning them.
Why?
I think they're listening.
Right.
Do I continue to hear that ominously creaking tree?
Yes, you do.
I think we should be finding a new place to be right about now.
Right.
Which is when we're going to shift back over to Neofly and Lark. You guys are staring at this large set of heavily chained double doors. There's a number of conveyor belts arcing out through the small, probably about a foot square openings in these heavily reinforced walls in front of you. And go ahead and give me a wits and investigation. -1 for Lark since you're wearing the mask. Neo, you're just rolling flat.
Fly is
Neo
away
stepped
from his
away.
table right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Lark, as you're looking around, you see a small control box with some levers and buttons on it. Seems to be wired into these conveyor belts somehow.
I'm gonna go over and look at it.
Okay.
Is there any way I can figure out how this thing works?
Give me a... Do you have any dots in science?
I don't think so, but let me check.
Science!
I have a dot in science, but I'm not there.
No, you're not.
I'm also stupid, so...
No, I don't have any in science.
Roll me a d10 then.
All right.
Luck check.
Luck checks are the best, man.
So what's going on?
Lark has found a control box that seems to be wired into these conveyor belts somehow.
Oh, interesting.
That's a success.
Hey!
Yay!
right.
Nice.
So you look down at this thing, and there's a pair of levers, and probably 3 or 4 buttons, and you just take one of the levers and you shove it over to the inside of the box, towards the center. And one of these conveyor belts hinges in the middle and immediately starts pounding its load of ingots, just shooting them one after another, bam, 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 against the inside of the door like a battering ram.
Do we hear that?
Oh yeah.
I start
Everybody
heading
can
that
suddenly
way.
Headed
hear
that
this
way.
very loud, resounding impacts at a very rapid staccato pace.
We are
Hey,
going in
Kind of
that
jumps
direction.
back.
There's sound. Yeah.
And as you guys all kind of converge on this area, you see one of the conveyor belts is just pounding hammer blows away at this door, which is starting to crack and give a little bit under the pressure.
I sort of like look and feel like I should say I've got a key that might work, but I'm just gonna let it go and see what happens.
How How dangerous does the area between this conveyor belt and the door look right now?
Oh, you would not want to walk in between those things.
Can I like reach the door without being in the way of the conveyor belt?
Maybe. Give me a dexterity and athletics.
No.
Minus 1.
If you're telling me that it would require a roll, I'm gonna say no. Like that was my judgment. There was
Okay. Yep.
The mechanism that's making this conveyor belt keep shooting things at the door. Can I reach it without like getting in the line of fire?
Oh yeah, no. Lark is just standing by this control box, kind of with her hands pulled back, like, "Well, I just did a thing."
Okay. I want
So
to
we're
go up.
creating an exit.
Yeah, that looks what it looks like. I want to use my blessing of perfection
Okay.
on the door, or on the machinery to make it like hit the door harder. Basically, is my thought.
Give me a intelligence and science roll.
Okay. Intelligence 2.
I sort of call out.
3.
You think this is a bit loud?
Yeah, it is. Zero
Don't
successes.
yell, it's on clock.
Okay.
Just pronounce
All right. So
and enunciate.
What?
And project.
I can see you talking, but I can't hear you. This thing is very loud.
So, Liz, go ahead and roll me wits and weird and spend 3 glamour.
Okay. Wits and weird. 1, 4. 1 success.
All right. So it will gain a +1 bonus to all die rolls made using it for the next full scene.
Yep.
And
Can
apparently that control box does something.
Can
to
I-
these things.
So,
Can I
yeah.
duck under the conveyor belt to get to the control box?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I want to do the same thing.
I want to just
Okay.
look at it and see what's happening and what it's supposed to be doing.
There's a number of buttons. There's some writing on it that is in a language you definitely don't understand. Kind of pictogrammy, but not any pictures that make any sense to you. Currently, it's got 2 levers on it, both of which are tilted, one towards the center, one away from the center. And there's like 3 or 4 buttons and dials on there as well.
Reach out.
am I near this? I have a cult skill.
I have
can I
science
read-
if it matters.
Does it help with reading the symbols?
Go ahead and give me an intelligence and occult, sure, if you're trying to
Okay.
read the symbols.
Yeah.
And Nero, you said you can roll intelligence and science.
I have -1 to this, right? Yeah.
2
You,
successes.
yeah, if you're pretty sure that if you flip that other lever towards the center, the other conveyor belt will start shooting at the door.
0.
Grab.
Yeah, you have no
Absolutely.
idea what it says.
Nope.
Listen, you're like,
Okay.
those are
I'm
Weird.
very curious about it, but no.
mhm.
So yeah,
Yep.
grab and shunk.
And immediately it's just alternating hammer blows, bam, 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 and eventually the chains give way and the doors burst wide open, and
Click.
huge beam of sunlight just rushes in from the outside, and it's shooting the.
I pull the levers back out.
All right, and the conveyor belts shift back to going through the narrower holes again.
Well, I opened the doors.
Yes,
Very
you did.
bright. Very bright suddenly.
Yeah, a neophyte just gives a thumbs up.
Very nice.
Let's get going, please.
So at this point, I am going to use my Pathfinder because I've fulfilled the catch.
hmm
I know I generally know how my contracts work.
Yes.
Gale is trying to find a way out of this madness, fairy, fae, out of here.
Okay.
she doesn't necessarily know tons of details about what else
All the necessary steps, per se? Okay.
but sort of from how I'm reading it, she probably understands that this is the thing you can use to find the find the exit, the changeling spell.
Potentially, yes. So go ahead and roll me intelligence and weird.
Yeah.
I would like to find the path, or pathfinder, as it were.
All right, you're all starting in
Don't get
Sandpoint.
too excited. There's a reason why I ask for stupid things with rolls like this. 3 successes.
Nice.
All right, very well done.
Good.
And for those 3 successes, you hear a whisper in your ear. It's a faintly familiar voice. Can't quite recall. It's a man's voice. He meant something to you at one point, you think. And it just whispers in your ear. Over and down.
We need to go over and down.
And as you step out to this area, you now see that there are a pair of chutes leading this stream of very, very hot, recently formed ingots down a set of slides and over probably about a 80 or 90 foot cliff that's just heavily overgrown with ivy and vines and debris, to a dock down below. In fact, a series of docks where you can see small stooped creatures gathering them, loading them onto barges that are eventually going to probably be shunted out into this torrent of a river that's running down in this heavily forested, thicketed area of extremely dense vegetation.
Over and down, you say.
Oh, aye, that's the way you want to go.
Good.
Who was that?
What was that?
And you glance over your shoulder to look behind you, and off to one side, underneath and a little beyond one of these chutes, is a gargoyle, half leaning out of the wall. Well, I haven't seen any visitors this way in quite some time.
Neophy waves at him.
Who are you?
He flips you off. Well, I'm someone who can tell you the way out of here, that's who.
That seems very convenient.
Well, it's one of the more convenient things that's happened to me recently. So, information for information. I'll make you a trade.
You've already
Okay.
told us that we want to go over and down, though.
Oh, aye, yeah. And I've told you how you're going to get past all the hobgoblins down there, which of the paths and various tributaries of the river you're going to have to take, and which sort of incantations you need in order to get yourself out of the bloody fucking hedge. I've told you all of that.
What do I
That
roll
seems-
to see if I believe somebody?
Wits and empathy.
I have one of those.
I would
Minus
like-
one if you don't have empathy.
I would like to roll my wits and empathy.
All right.
2 successes.
2 successes.
0 successes.
Was that a luck roll, Neofly?
No, I had a 2 in wits. I have none in empathy. It was a minus
Okay,
1.
so it wasn't a luck roll. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a chance die. Well, here's the thing about most fey creatures. They have to keep their word. So if he agrees to terms, then what he's going to tell you will, if you can extract the proper commitment from him, will be the truth.
So what do you want?
Let's see, there's 6 of you, so 3 of your true names, and I'll tell you how to get out.
how to get out isn't very specific.
Do I know the importance of
Going
true
to
names?
be for
Oh yeah.
And Nero isn't my true name, is it?
Your true name is what you think of when you think of yourself.
Yeah, Phage doesn't remember her, like,
Birth
old
name, per se.
So,
Right.
Yeah. I think Neofly might remember his name if there's any roll I can make to just assure myself of that.
Give me a resolve and intelligence roll.
Can
Okay.
I make a? Do I remember my name at all?
never.
You can make a resolve and intelligence roll as well.
0 successes.
Okay.
Hold on. Where's the resolve? That's just a part of attributes, or?
Yes. Mhm.
Yep.
This is an attribute.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. You said wits and resolve.
Roll. Resolve and intelligence.
Resolve and intelligence. So
Wits and resolve would roll many more dice.
3. That's math. 3 successes.
So you remember your birth name, and you know that currently you're going by Neofly. Whichever one of those you consider your true name would satisfy the one of the 3 requirements that he's apparently asking.
Okay. I'm going to give him my Earth name.
Okay.
Well,
I
but
would try to find a piece of parchment to like write it out.
like, hang on. If I see Neo trying to write something down,
Yeah, you see him sort of looking around like, I've got a pencil here somewhere.
I just sort of hold out a hand to go to like stop.
To confirm, the information we're getting is everything we'll need to get across.
I'll tell you which path to take. I'll tell you how to get one of the barges free. Now, the ability to do so will be reliant on your own capacities, but
How to deal
I'll
with
give
the
you all
hobgoblins.
the necessary information. Gail?
and the rights that you were talking about?
Oh, aye. And where you have to shed your blood in order to open the door. Gail?
I should know. Gil starts to say something many times, but never speaks over anyone.
Mhm. And
In such a way that is feasible for us.
Well,
You might say the tasks are dependent on our own capabilities. That's a little broad.
I don't make the rules. I can only tell you the rules.
And where will this path lead us?
Wherever home is for y'all.
do I believe that that's everything that we need to get across and through? Or would I think he's holding back? That'd be my only thing. Is if
Give me
he's
a
holding
wits and
back something.
empathy roll.
Okay. 3.
I hear screaming child.
Oh, that's mine. Yeah, Austin's taking care of him. I think.
1 success.
Maybe.
You definitely think he's telling you everything, he's promising everything you'll need?
Okay.
There's definitely room for negotiation, though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Our true names are a bit much. Is there something else you'd like?
Give me a manipulation and persuasion.
Four successes.
All right, well, you can't blame a man for trying. Tell you what. I'll tell you what you need to know for you to get out, if you will do me the honor of helping me get out.
That seems reasonable.
I
And he
immediately
points
put
off
a
to one
thumbs up.
side. That batch of ivy over there. There's a hammer and chisel in it. You carve me free, I'll tell you what you need to know.
Neofly shooting straight for the hammer and chisel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't break him.
I
Uh,
step up to
Aaron,
the
you're
gargoyle.
muted. We can't hear what you're trying to
I,
say.
I step up to the gargoyle.
Hang on. Aaron was trying to say something.
Which is fine, because as things happen, Gail probably doesn't have time to intercede because she doesn't intercede. And Jack, I asked a question in the chat. I don't know if I can get an
Okay.
on that.
Give me a wits and occult.
Okay, so that's going to be a 3 minus 3 is 1 dice.
Chance roll. Okay.
There's.
You honestly don't know.
So
It could have been singular. It could have been plural.
I step up to the gargoyle, and I say,
Us or the one who frees you?
Okay.
I'll tell whoever it is that carves me free. What they do with the information afterwards is their own affair.
I now know that Austin left his phone in the computer room.
How do you know that?
so if I recall correctly, deals are typically sealed. So I step up to the gargoyle and I extend my hand. We help you get out of the hedge. You help us get out of the hedge.
Well, it's coming on a bit strong. I mean, I don't want to get out of the hedge. I just want to get unattached from this fucking building.
We help you get out of the wall. You help us get out of the hedge.
Fair enough.
Handshake.
Gravelly.
Let's get with the carving then, shall we?
So do I come back with the hammer and chisel already?
Yeah, you find a rusty hammer, and which part of the handle is broken off, and a fairly tarnished chisel as well. But it's rough stoneworking tools.
Okay, so I'm gonna start.
Give me a dexterity and crafts.
Don't break him.
I was very specific in my wording of we.
Yes. Yes, you were.
Liz, maybe you should help?
2 successes.
All right. So you start ticking
Starts.
away, chiseling off. You make some decent progress in the first 5 minutes.
Okay.
This will be an extended roll. You'll need 6 successes total.
Oh, that's not gonna happen. But
You've already got 2. You just need 4 more. Roll it again.
1 success.
All right. So that's 10 minutes gone by. You're about halfway done.
Okay. I kind of just look back and just see like anybody want to. I kind of give a my
I'm
hand up. Like,
wincing
anybody
as you're
wanna help?
doing this. You're doing it all wrong. You're.
Liz, you should help.
Does it have to just be the one person though? You
Anyone
started
can
it already.
We've already made the deal. Just
I'm
do it.
all inclusive. Man's touch, woman's
Okay.
touch. I don't really care.
So I'm
Okay.
gonna roll. I'm gonna roll one more time.
Okay.
1 success.
Okay. So yep,
You need
you're about 2/3 of the way
2,
done. It's been about 15 minutes.
I'm just looking at list the whole time as I'm doing. I'm like,
Okay. You have to. If you just put it right there, and I'm gonna take the
Stop
stuff from
talking
you.
and do it.
Yeah, let's take the stuff and just start doing it.
Let's give me a
just
dexterity
painful.
and crafts.
Okay. All right. 3,
15 successes.
7. I keep doing that wrong. 1 success. I'm gonna try it again.
All right.
yeah.
All right. 7. There we go.
Neofly just points at her like, with a really.
You're not making that. All right. So after
I mean that is 6. Yeah.
after almost a half an hour, you guys manage to delicately chisel his hindquarters away from the wall, and he stands up and stretches. The wings flare out. All right, so, you mucky bastards, here's what you need to know. About 20 feet down, there's a bit of a ledge. And one of those hobgoblin bastards fell off the cliff, broke his neck. He's got a barge key around his neck, which you'll need if you're going to steal one of those boats down there. No. The wee bastards running around on the dock, they've got some weapons, and they'll probably chase you unless you're very, very subtle. So make sure you've got the necessary tools on hand on the barge so that you can navigate. The waters of Arcadia always run dark. So watch your side passages and channels as you get into the spillways. Look for anything that's running a bit brighter, a bit fresher. That should get you back towards the edge of the hedge, as it were. And once you come through the areas with the marsh grass, make sure everybody bleeds on at least one blade. Keep an eye out for goblin fruit. And after everybody's bled on one blade, the door should open. And by should, I mean it's going to open.
All right. Let's get going.
All right, well, best of luck to you. And if I never see you again, well, sometimes that happens. And he just flies away.
You know, even if we did see you again, we didn't get a name.
I'm Harold!
Guys, I updated the notes document just in case you guys want to just remember what we need to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was
Get
doing
barge
that
key, get
too.
boat, look for lighter exit, beat a bleed on blade.
No.
See,
go.
this is the problem with the notes document. I bet some of those edits got overridden if you were both editing it at the same
No,
time.
I cut
No,
out. I cut out when he said he was editing.
Yeah, no, I finished already.
Also, it was avoid goblin fruit, not get goblin fruit.
Oh, okay. Let me fix that.
Look out for, specifically.
Look out
Okay.
for goblin fruit.
Because some
Give
of them
me
are
a
beneficial.
wits and empathy roll.
I can do that.
Were you
Get
the one that
things
has no
word
empathy?
for word,
Exactly.
y'all. It's changeling.
It's true,
One
it is.
success.
He
Zero
seemed,
success.
Phage, to your mind, he seemed advising you to collect rather than avoid.
Well, yeah,
See?
as someone who has had to partake, probably, I know that not all
Yes.
goblin
Mhm.
fruits are bad.
Yep.
No, well, anyway. All right, so
Good.
we need to get down. I say, moving over towards the edge, and then wincing as my shoulder still hurts.
So there's a number of heavy vines and overgrowth. And about 20 feet down, you can see a bit of a ledge where the rock creeps out. Foliage is too thick for you to see if there's anything actually down there, but Harold said that that's where you'd find the key.
I'm gonna
Would it be possible for me to glide down?
Definitely. And yeah, go ahead and make a dexterity and stealth with your extra die for gliding.
Okay.
Because you can fly.
Well, you can glide.
How big are the hammer and chisel that I have, and are they too heavy for me to carry?
No, they're not too heavy for you.
Okay.
The
I'm
hammer will
taking them
probably
with
need
me.
a new handle, but other than that, and the chisel will definitely need some of the rust buffed out of it. But
Okay, I'm keeping those though.
okay,
3 successes.
3 successes. All right. So yeah, you make you spread your wings and just ride a wafting air current down about 20 feet and light very gently, and you think you feel something give under your foot very slightly with a crack.
That's so cool.
I look down.
I say as you waft over.
There's a lot of ivy leaves underfoot. If you're trying to see what's inside, give me a wits and investigation.
All right.
I'm gonna sit down and let the flame armor sort of fade. And I'm gonna go
4
ahead
successes.
Nice. So yeah, as you pull back some of the leaves, there's indeed a fairly decayed skeletal structure with a heavy key clutched in one bony hand.
I'm going to take the key.
Okay, so you pry the fingers off. Several of them break in the process, and you just sort of drop them because they're nasty and sinewy. And you've got a fairly heavy brass key, heavy coat of tarnish on it, but it doesn't seem to have rusted or weakened its structure too much.
Can I glide back up?
Nope, glide works one direction.
Straight
Down.
I reach into my chains, and I'm going to go ahead and spend that last point of glamour.
Okay.
To try to pull out a med kit, or like something that could be used to remove a bullet from my shoulder.
Okay.
Tweezers or something.
All right. Roll a d10.
Is my catch still available to
9.
be able to use Shadow Patch to get down?
Let me take a look at that in just a sec there, Neofla.
Okay.
So yeah, you pull out a set of surgical forceps.
And I hold them out towards Liz.
Okay.
Could you please get this out of my shoulder?
You should have said something sooner. And I start poking around to pull it out.
Okay. Give me flat intelligence and medicine.
Okay.
So is my catch still like usable in the area?
Let me take a look and see. This is for
Spend at least
Shadow
an hour
Patch.
away from natural light with a
smoke.
day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's still the same day, so yeah.
One
Okay,
success.
so I'm gonna try to get down to Gale.
You got a bullet.
Aha!
All right. Roll me wits and weird.
Okay.
Exaltation after you get the forceps out.
But okay, fine. I take them out.
So it's a lead ball about a quarter inch in radius. It's a sizable chunk of metal.
I sort of rotate my shoulder. Does it hurt less now?
0 successes.
A little bit less. And then it hurts a lot more, and then it starts to hurt a little bit less.
Yeah.
There might be more in there.
Hold still. I'm still looking at it. And then I wipe it off on my shirt and put it in a pocket.
Okay.
Because I'm
Yes.
keeping this.
0
Give me a intelligence and medicine again, Liz. This one at a +1.
Okay. Yep. 5.
So yeah, Neo, you're not able to quite grab those areas of shadow. You're in bright sunlight, and there's not enough for you to wrap around.
Okay.
You know, one success is better than no successes.
Yeah.
Yep. No, you definitely got the whole thing. I mean, you're looking at it. Yeah, you got the whole thing. There's nothing in there. It's just shit hurts when you pull shit out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
So I do want to try this. Can I try to use Night's Subtle Distractions to be able to try to get down to Gale?
Okay. That is
Gale's
your
not down
contracted
there.
darkness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lark.
Get down to Lark.
To Lark, yeah.
I'm sorry, Lark.
None of this beating around the bush. Phage is gonna try and just start climbing down.
Okay. Give me a strength and athletics for Phage then. Weird and stealth, Neofly. Make sure you spend your glamour as well.
I am obligated to ask if endurance applies.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You said that there's like molten hot metal coming out of
One
these
success.
chutes.
Yes. Well, not molten hot metal. Just very, very hot, solid ingots.
Would I know if I could, with my particular body the way it is, would I be able to cauterize my wounds with that?
No.
Okay, not hot enough for me.
Not hot enough for that.
Is it hot enough
You
to
gotta
activate
stick
my
that
other
off.
stuff?
Not for the catch, no.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So, Phage, you just one hand hold after the other. There's a couple dicey spots where you can't find a good foothold, and you literally have to maintain just arm strength for a little bit to get down to where your feet will touch again, but you manage to make it all the way down to the bottom. The ingots sail at kind of an angle away from the cliff, so there's probably about 30 or 40 yards of reasonably heavy plant growth between you and the open area of the dock, so you're not like completely exposed to the workers going back and forth.
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and start climbing down now.
All right, stamina and athletic, or strength and athletics.
I'm waiting at the bottom to catch anybody who falls.
I rolled
I will
a
also climb
I rolled
down,
a 2 for a
assuming
chance roll.
Same thing.
Okay.
0 successes with a 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are very slowly, gingerly trying to make progress down, but you're not making it very far yet.
Oh, Jack, I rolled
Unfortunately,
a 2
dramatic
for the
failures.
chance roll.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. For the chance roll for which?
For this one for
Oh,
night
okay.
subtle distractions. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, so you spend the glamour looking for those areas where you can direct their attention elsewhere, and the entities that power your agreements with the elements don't seem to be listening right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna just try to climb down then.
Okay. Anybody trying to climb? It's strength and athletics.
All right.
Go.
Would
And I'll
my part 4 count for this?
Yes.
Aaron?
Because I haven't actually managed to change yet. If I do, what's the word? If I do fall, I'm going to use my essentially reduce falling damage because I am dainty and gravity can go get fucked.
Excellent.
I'm going to Mary Poppins that shit.
Gale does not need to Mary Poppins that shit.
Okay.
Gale
1
practically
success.
dances down this 80-foot cliff. All right. Neofly, it takes you a little bit to get the rhythm down, but once you find it, it's just hop, 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 hop.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not quite as fast as Gale is,
Mhm.
who is doing some crazy-ass gymnastic shit in a full-blown
Yeah.
wedding dress. Somehow, you don't know. You're busy climbing. Thank you very damn much. And
Yeah, when I get down, I'm just gonna give like Gale a light
Meanwhile,
applause.
I'm just like hanging on to the side of the
Flapping.
cliff with one arm trying to climb
Right.
down.
Fuck. Right. Lark, I assume you're probably just gliding your way down?
Yeah.
The Lark's already
Okay.
down.
No, Lark's already down because she got the key.
Oh yeah, I'm down. I
Well,
have the
no,
key in my
Lark
hand.
is 20 feet down. She
Oh.
has 60 more feet to go.
Oh, okay.
Oh. All right, I keep going then.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll your dexterity and stealth with your gliding die.
Do I need to roll my climbing again?
Yes, you do.
Doesn't the Wind Wing have to spend a point of glamour to activate their wings?
Let me check.
1 success.
Now faster. Now you just go wee.
Da-da-da-da-dum. Yes.
Okay.
So
I will spend a point of glamour then.
okay, sounds good. I was going to say you haven't spent hardly any, so you probably have enough to make it happen, though. All right. So yeah, Nero, you very gingerly work your way down, trying to make sure that you've got decent footing before you maneuver your one functional arm. But you do eventually make the descent, and then once you've hit the ledge, you see this nice thick vine, and you wrap your feet around it and just use your one arm to hold yourself down and slowly jitter your way down the.
I do want to see if I noticed that skeleton we were supposed to find.
Okay. Wits and investigation. No longer at a penalty because you don't need the mask and the goggles anymore.
Yeah, and I've already taken those off.
Yep.
I got 1 success.
All right. So yeah, Lark, you just whisper quiet, straight down, and a light next to Phage.
Because I'm looking for a corpse, does this qualify as a crime scene?
Nope.
No.
I
Gotta
like it.
try. 5 successes.
A graveyard is not
yep.
a crime scene, sir.
There's a dead fucking hobgoblin right there in front of you. Weird
Because
skeletal structure, and one of its hands is kind of broken off.
Because I recall the statement being made previously, I want to look and see if there's something around his neck.
Okay. There is a chain around his neck.
Is there anything on it?
There is a playing card.
I'll reach out and get the playing card.
Okay. You're not sure. It might be a token of some sort, but this one doesn't talk to you the way the key did.
I imagine
it's a 5 of hearts,
Mhm.
and it's strung through the middle heart.
I imagine
but
that this is the key to the barge. So I will put it around my neck
Okay.
and continue to slide down.
Okay.
When
I
I get,
have to climb down yet.
Yep.
So let's do that.
Strength and athletics. Let's
Uh-huh.
go.
The other option is to hold on to a very hot metal shoot thing, which is probably not a good idea. So let's not do
Yeah,
that.
and that ends about like
Mhm.
70 feet above the ground.
Strength and athletics. All right.
Yep.
So that's a -1. This is a 1. So this is a luck roll.
Well, no, it's only a luck roll if you're reduced to 0 dice.
I am, because I have -1, or I have a 1 in strength and a -1 in athletics.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So,
Chance
Yep.
die. Here we go.
really quick, it was a 2 of what card was it? A king of hearts?
5 of hearts.
5 of
Five
hearts.
of-
5 of hearts.
that's an 8.
That is
One
one
success.
success. So just with sheer willpower. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys how willpower works in this game. You can spend a single point of willpower on a turn. And that will give you that is your I am focusing and I'm going to do my very best on this roll.
Mhm.
And that will allow you to add 3 dice to any single roll that you make.
Ooh.
I got a bunch of that.
Yep. Sorry, I totally forgot to tell you guys how willpower works.
I have a good amount of
That's
willpower.
good.
I'm glad
Right.
for that.
This
Okay.
makes
So
me
yeah,
happy.
There are other things that you spend willpower on, like some of your contracts or whatever will need you to spend
Mhm.
willpower as well. But
Yeah.
you can also just, I am going to focus in and I'm going to give myself 3 more dice to my pool.
Give me happy.
That is always added before any penalties are applied. So
Okay.
like if you've got a single die in a pool and you spend willpower, but you're at a -5 penalty, you're still reduced to a chance die. There are
Okay.
some things that it can't completely offset, but yep. All right. So Liz, very gingerly and slowly make your way down the cliff. Your arms are starting to shake right about the time you hit the 20-foot mark, but you manage to hang on, and then, oh, thank God, solid ground.
Okay.
Your arms
Okay.
hurt, though.
When we all get to the bottom, I sort of hold up the card. I think I found the key.
And let's get out of here.
All right. So you've got a busy dock in front of you with several barges, all attached to different pilings, many of which are being scurried over and loaded, some of which are already loaded with tarps over top.
Any of the barges seem unoccupied?
Some of the loaded ones don't currently have anybody in front of them or around them too much.
I'll sort of.
we
We
need to key to unlock one of the barges. Are there locks on the barges? I'm confused about the
It's a
key.
little far to see at this
Okay.
point, but given the information Harold told you, you assume that they are locked or secured somehow.
Got it. Okay.
I'm not a quiet person. You may have noticed.
Can you try real hard?
I can certainly try.
Give me, anybody who wants to, an intelligence and a wits and intelligence roll.
I can do that.
Wits intelligence. I can
2
do that.
successes.
2 successes,
2
One
successes.
success.
1 success, 2 successes. All right.
One
2, 2,
success.
2, 1,
Look
1.
at that. That's
All right.
horrible.
As you guys are
What is
sort
that
of
roll?
looking this over, Yeah,
Two
you've got
successes for me.
You've basically got two options here. You can either try slow and sneaky, or you can try for quick dash for freedom. Surprise!
I've already been shot once. I'd rather not get shot twice. If we can avoid it.
And I'll try very hard to not be 7 feet tall.
He said, we needed to be able to navigate the boat.
I think one of the ones that's loaded should be heading out soon and should have navigation tools.
Are there like paddles? Is that what he was? Is that what he meant? Or are there like poles? Or can I
Give
not
me
tell?
a
It was
wits
said
and investigation.
Okay.
I can't do that.
I can.
Wits and investigation.
One success.
What's
It's
an
not a luck die.
what's an
It's
investigation, you
just I have one
Wits
die
and
left.
investigation.
But zero.
Does my keen observation apply?
Uh-huh.
And also, I was going to check. Do merits apply into this as well, or no?
Which merits?
I was going to use holistic awareness if that helps.
That's not one that would work for this. No, holistic
Okay.
awareness is more of a medicine healing sort of thing rather than
Got it.
an observational thing.
You
Um,
said
let's
wits
see.
and observation, right?
Wits and investigation.
Okay, investigation.
But yeah, let me check that for you.
4. Okay. One success.
Okay. So those of you that got successes, you note that these barges are designed in a way. There's a tiller near the back, and then there are walkways and benches with poles for steering and maneuvering around obstacles. So you have one person at the back kind of directing the general area, and then for negotiating any rapids or rocks or anything like that will be the responsibility of anybody on either side with a pole.
What do I imagine it would take to drive the barge? Like to be on the till?
Generally, water navigation is some level of athletics or survival.
Okay. I can man the till if we have people that can use poles to adjust us. I say pointing at the benches. Basically, we use a combination of someone guiding it at the back with other people on the sides to make sure we don't run afoul of anything and are going in the right direction.
Neophyte puts his hand up and like kind of does like the thing like representing that he would run one of the tills on the sides, since he can't
The
speak.
pole?
Yeah, the pole.
Pole.
Alright, so...
I can do that too.
Alright. So let's get on to one of the fully loaded ones. They seem like they're a little less occupied. Let's see if we can't get away quickly and quietly. Sound good?
I can steer, I think. I'm not going to be
promise-
good at pushing poles.
I promise to try.
I think we should just make a dash for it.
I agree.
The last time we made a dash for it, things started shooting at us.
Keep down this time and don't throw yourself in the way and you won't get shot.
I got shot not being thrown in the way. I got shot when I was getting in a cart.
I'll
Then
say
run
I'll
faster.
I'll
You
say
okay?
this: we can try to dash if someone spots us.
That's fair.
Okay.
Thumbs up.
Okay.
Everyone in agreement?
We can do this. We got this. We can do
Thumbs
it.
up.
Contracts do not let you help other people very often.
That's right.
Not until you get to the higher clauses. It's true.
They're like self buffs.
Yep. All right. So we're going for the stealthy approach.
Yep.
Trying.
Okay. Let's have dexterity and stealth.
And I'm going to
from
spend
everybody.
a willpower for 3 more dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'm
want
gonna
to
do
attempt
that.
to see if I can use Shadow Patch one more time for this. I'm not sure if
Would
are we in,
unobtrusive apply?
Yes, it would.
All right. Are we directly in natural sunlight where we are right now, trying to get to
Yes.
the barge? Okay.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna have to use a willpower point to get to get nice.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I tried.
Did you spend a willpower for 3?
that was my willpower.
What was the thing? It was
What's
it
your
was-
dexterity?
1. My
the
stealth
roll
is
was
0.
dexterity. Oh.
So I had to spend a willpower to have 3 dice.
Okay.
Oh.
And the physical dancer and the social orc both fail their rolls.
2 successes.
Okay.
3
So
successes.
you begin to creep as much as you can out. And
Wait.
then...
I rolled the wrong number.
Oh, okay.
That should be at least 6 dice. Yeah, no, that should be 6 dice. Oops.
Because as a dancer, you should have...
The dance, apparently it's only when I'm doing social things that my dancer subclass.
Yes. Oh, and you also add 1 to your dodge. That's right.
So,
Yep.
Paige is a very big person.
Hopefully she
Jump.
doesn't fall over a shovel again.
Nope. She doesn't fall over a shovel.
I'm just very big.
Yep. Phage is just doing her best, taking her time, and trying to set her feet down as lightly as possible. And as you guys move through this heavy brush, there's a little bit of rustle of foliage and leaves as you go past. And then Phage, as you reach out to grab onto another tree, because you sort of got this technique of using the growth
Other
nearby
objects
to
hide things,
right.
hide me.
No, not to hide you, but to support part of your weight so that you can set your feet down more gradually and slowly. You grab onto this one and begin to lean your weight onto it, and it's rotten, and it just breaks right through, and you crash through into the clear opening, and you see a single hobgoblin head turn, and you're there just kind of crouched at the edge of the foliage holding most of a small tree.
Run!
Throw the tree!
I would like to throw the tree at the hobgoblin and run.
Okay.
Shot
Give
put.
me a strength and athletics roll.
And
Everybody else,
I can
dexterity
use
and
a-
athletics.
I can use glamour to boost this, so I'm gonna spend 2
Yes, you
glamour and boost
Is
it by
this-
2 dice.
Social.
Does
Do I get
part-
9 again?
Sorry?
2 successes.
Go ahead,
2
Aaron.
successes. All right. So yeah, you just shot put this thing right into that guy's fucking face, and it bowls him over, and he tumbles down, completely stunned for a moment, and he's on the other side of a barge. Definitely, he definitely doesn't have eyesight on you anymore.
I run.
I'm
He
gonna
did,
use,
however, definitely see you throw a tree at him.
I'm gonna use willpower to get 3 more dice.
Aaron, what
Okay.
are you up to?
Does parkour apply for those?
No, this is just a straight run.
Aaron was asking a question.
Yes, Aaron.
Does my dancer elegance apply?
3 successes.
Not for this one, because this isn't a socialized type. This is just
Okay.
a run my ass off.
Dexterity athletics, right?
Dexterity and athletics. Yep.
Good
3
thing I did.
successes.
2
Yeah.
successes.
3 successes. 3
Zero.
successes.
1
Okay.
success.
One.
All right. So everybody is just pelting for this this barge. Lark is caught in the open as suddenly shouts rise over the area, and you see hobgoblins jumping out, loading crossbows, and knocking bolts back, ready to fire. You've got
Am
one
I-
round to get this thing on before
Okay.
you start taking fire.
Did I get to the barge?
Yes, everybody who got successes got to the barge.
All right. I get the pull that card out and look for a way to open up the cabin. I'm
Yep,
guessing.
there is there is a heavy chain padlock near the prow of this barge that's running through with just a very long vertical slit where a key would go. Slide it in, and you reflexively almost try to turn it, but then you realize it doesn't turn. You just slide it in, and the thing goes pa-ting, and the lock stays fastened, but the chain just dissolves in a sparkle of fireflies.
Good enough.
Hey.
Open the door and jump in.
All right, give me a dexterity and athletics again, Lark.
I'm going to spend a willpower.
Okay.
I'm shouting back at work. 'Cause, yeah. Run!
1 success.
All right, so yeah, you just lunge for it, grab onto the edge of the barge, and vault over top. There are a number of poles laying down by the benches near these tarped over bins of ingots, and there's heat radiating off these ingots, and you can see further down the river an area where water is just pouring from a cliff off to the side.
I'm assuming Phage and I
Going
see the
downstream.
poles. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go grab a pole and
Yeah, I go.
All right.
Going to the
So
tiller.
All right, so who's on the tiller?
Me.
Liz?
Liz.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And I'm trying to get the engine started, if there's an engine.
There's not an engine.
No.
It's a
It's just
a barge.
Why do
Yeah.
I have to
Magical
open
barge.
why do I have to open it up then?
No, you had
Take
to
the
get
lock
it
off.
unchained from the
Because
dock.
it was chained.
Okay.
Yes.
I see now.
You know that thing about how we moor ships so they don't float away?
Yeah. That's what that was.
All right, yeah.
Nero, I think you were in the back
Yeah,
going to like
I'm in-
maneuver and adjust the thing.
Yeah, I was gonna help with the tiller.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right, so we got
Phage,
two
yeah,
people.
Phage,
Only basically
fire on the pole.
placement if either Phage or Fly. Those two are also really similar. Screw you guys.
We also have Lark and Liz.
Yeah. Lark and
Yeah.
Liz. Yep.
Lark and Liz.
Yep. All right.
I
So,
All the names.
whoever's on the tiller, dexterity and survival. People on the poles, strength and athletics.
Okay.
I thank God.
Go.
Does endurance apply to this?
No.
Damn.
Okay,
I'm going to spend 2 more
I-
Oh,
glamour and go
Amazing.
faster.
2 successes.
I'm
2. Okay.
spending a glamour to get
2
my
successes.
wizened blessing.
Dexterity and willpower, you said?
So I
Sorry,
have
sorry,
a
Dexterity
I
and
have 9
survival
again
if you're
now.
on the tiller.
I am spending a willpower for 3 more dice.
Okay.
So I'm spending a glamour to get my blessing, so I have a 9 again.
Okay.
It's
Fantastic.
dexterity and survival.
Yep. Dexterity and survival, and you get 9 again on it.
3 successes.
3 successes on the tiller there. All right. And Liz, how many are you getting?
3. Okay. Cancel. 3.
Oh, speaking of 9 again, hang on a second.
0.
So you're having trouble just even getting up on this handle, but
Mhm.
Nero seems to have it fairly well under control.
Okay, good.
And with a mighty heave, Fly and Phage both just put their backs into these poles and shunt this barge out into midstream where the current catches it and starts dragging it straight towards that big waterfall. The waterfall that is falling into the river, not the river going over a fall itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Crossbows.
yes. Let me roll a thing here because I don't have this in.
I am made of sacks of hit points, so
You are. I'm not.
All right. So 2 bolts, thunk thunk, deep into the stern of this barge, and you see a number of smaller vessels putting out into the river, each with an archer at the front, and 1 or 2 hobgoblins on oars behind them, propelling them as fast as they can towards whoever's stealing their metal.
how big are these boxes of ingots?
They're roughly probably 3 by 3.
Could I well, for one, how close are these barges getting to us?
These are more like rowboats, and they're definitely making better time than you are.
Can I throw these boxes at them? Oh no, I can't because I'm rowing. But
You could let go
You
of the
can
pole.
tell me to.
Yeah.
I'm
I-
as strong as you.
Gale, could you take the? I point to the pole.
Are they burning hot still, or can I actually?
Give me a resolve and stamina roll.
Okay.
That's why I was saying that I wanted you to take the pulse.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm calling from the back.
2 successes.
All right. So yeah, you grab one, and it's hot and it's heavy, but you can make a strength and athletics check.
I call from the back. Lark, look for bright water.
All right.
All right. So, Gale, as you grab onto this thing, the heat burns your hands a little bit. You take 1 bashing damage, and you just heave it as far as you can. It's a crate of pretty much solid metal, though, so that means about 4 feet. And it just splashes into the water with a big cloud of steam. But that's about 100 pounds that you're no longer having to pull down a river.
It's good.
Clearing that off is a good idea. Also, steam.
So Lark's being our navigation eyes.
Okay. Lark, roll me wits and composure.
I was going to say, Fly was going to try to get, what's it called? Gale's attention so that she can grab the pole and that he can continue to throw the boxes over.
Oh, yeah. That's what she was there for. So, and, of course, she's willing to serve the not quite peasants, but similar mentality.
Okay, so Fly's going to attempt to continue throwing the boxes off.
All right. In that case, everybody on the sides, I need another strength and athletics, and I need another dexterity and survival from the people on the tiller.
Okay.
I got 1 success for.
All right. So you're keeping eyes downstream, trying to look out for hazards and bright water.
Whack.
1 success.
All right. So, Gale, you try and get that pole off and shear it off of a rock that's kind of cropping up and getting a little close, but you misplace the far end of it, and it just sort of skids off. And you almost lose your balance and fall over, but not quite.
Okay. 1 success.
1 success. Yep. You grab in. You take 1 bashing damage from the heat of these things, but you heave another a bale of these ingots over, and once again, big splash, cloud of steam, and you guys are headed straight for this waterfall that's just dumping down off the side of the river from the cliff above.
How many more boxes are there?
About 6.
I'm grabbing another one.
Okay. That'll be your next turn then. Dexterity and survival from the people in the back. What
2
did we
for
get?
me, 1 for Liz.
All right. So you guys are keeping on course and trying to skirt as much of this waterfall as you can. I'm sorry?
I don't know if we can, but if we can keep the barge with the steam cloud between us and the hobgoblins as much as possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm attempting to do
great.
as well.
Okay. All right. And basically, as only about half the barge gets hit by this incoming wave and torrent of water. It hits these ingots and immediately starts cooling them down rapidly. Huge billows of steam rising out of the entire body of the barge at this point, because even the ones that aren't directly under the water flow are still getting splashed very heavily. And once again, let's see how the archers are doing.
Obscuring steam.
Yeah. All right. So, Liz, one of them, you feel a bolt just crease across your shoulder, opening up a kind of a nasty gash. You take 1 lethal.
Okay.
Yay, the 2 wounded people are on the back.
Yep.
I want to note you put yourselves there.
No, it's true. It's true. That's not a denigration. It's just a fun statement.
Yep. All right.
So.
Ow.
I know.
I need another strength and athletics from the people on the poles, and 1 from Neofly, who's still throwing chunks of metal in the water.
Now cooled metal.
3 successes.
3 successes. Yeah, 3
I'm
successes.
gonna use a willpower again. I got 4 more, so 3 successes.
Okay. So Neofly, you grab these now cooled metal somewhat anyway and start heaving them over. You get 2 crates off, and the the weight on this barge has lightened significantly, and you're starting to begin to pull away now from these rowboats that are having a little more trouble navigating the rougher water now that you're downstream of the waterfall. The sheer mass of the barge is sort of just plowing through the whitewater, whereas they're having to negotiate, and the bounce of the waves is definitely throwing off their aim. And Tiller, dexterity and survival, one more time.
All right. And
One success.
I've got 9 and 3. 0 successes.
You guys are having a little bit of trouble navigating this rougher water, but as you guys come to the end of these rapids, you find that you have left the hobgoblins far behind and are now entering in this kind of marshy maze of weaving channels. Lark, since you're up front, give me a wits and survival.
All right. Two successes.
So the weeds and the sedges that are growing out of the banks of the river are tall, sharp, looming far overhead, and frequently enclosing the channel and almost like a grass roof tunnel almost. You watch the raging black torrent of this river gliding ahead of you, and then there's a secondary channel leading off to the left-hand side, and the water is noticeably paler with a little bit of a sparkle to it.
All right. I point and shout, Bright Waters?
Which direction?
I am pointing. Which direction is it?
Left-hand side. Port. On a ship. On a boat.
We yank the, as we lose Mara, we yank the tiller in that direction.
Okay. So you begin to steer down this area, and you hear a whine in your ear, Nero, as a large mosquito lands on your shoulder. It's about 2-3 inches long. And it bites you.
Ah! I flick it off.
All right. And as you do so, you see a couple bright little spots of blue growing out of the sedges.
Does that mean anything to me?
Give me a wits and survival.
Wits and survival. It's a thing that I can do. 1 success.
Some sort of fruiting body. It's roughly an arm's reach if you step over to the side of the barge.
Making sure Liz still has the till, I'll reach over and joink, joink.
Okay, so you grab 2 of them. They're about the size of a clementine, blue.
Liz,
Some sort of fruit.
You have a bag?
Yeah.
I'll hand these over,
Liz,
What?
give me an intelligence and occult.
Okay.
and then I'll take the till back.
Intelligence. Two successes.
All right. You have 2 soothsap berries.
Okay. Okay.
And I will put them in your journal.
All right.
If I still throwing boxes off the.
Do they heal me?
That's my question. Oh, I see that. I immediately push one at you.
I take it. What?
Eat that. Just eat it. Eat it.
I eat it?
All right.
I was
So
kinda
2 of
hungry
your
anyways.
lethal injuries are downgraded to bashing damage now.
Ooh.
You are, however, at a -1 on your wits and dex for the scene. As this slightly heady, not quite drug-addled, but definitely somewhat disorienting feeling comes over you, and you can feel the pain in your shoulder reducing significantly. not just the nerves being numbed, but there's actually an element of regenerative properties to these, apparently.
That's weird.
How did it taste?
Weird?
Did it taste blue?
What did it taste like?
Kind of chalky, citrusy.
Like if you had an orange made out of sidewalk chalk?
Fascinating. All right, I put the other one in my bag.
Yep.
Got one.
Liz, give me a wits and composure roll.
All right. Do. 3 successes.
Okay. You find 3 more as the barge continues to travel through this much marshier, slower moving watercourse.
Ooh. Okay, I grabbed those.
All right. There is a limit on how many goblin fruit you can carry, determined by
Okay.
your weird. But
Okay.
I think it's 3 plus your weird, so I think you're
No,
at your
it's
max.
4.
One is your weird, or like it is your weird. One weird has
Yeah.
3 max fruits.
3 max fruits, right? Okay. So
Okay,
you can
so
carry
3
3 of these, and you'll have to pass one off to somebody else.
Okay, I hand one extra to Nero
I'll take it.
if you need it.
I'm still pretty injured, so I'm going to go ahead and eat another one.
All right. So 2 more of your lethal are downgraded to bashing, and you take an additional another -1 to both wits and dex.
So I'm at
So
2
you're at
wits and
-2
2 decks. But,
Right.
Yeah,
currently.
but
So you're a little like
you're
high
way
as
out.
fuck
I'm a
right
little,
now.
I'm a little lightheaded, which is fine because
Kind of
I'm a little
massive.
lightheaded. So
Yep. And right about as you swallow that next one, this huge wind kicks up, and the sedges lash severely over the entire deck of the barge. By now, you've passed long enough that you've managed to offload all of the ingots, but these razor-sharp sedges slash into your skin. Everybody takes 1 lethal damage.
Ooh, ow.
I just
Okay.
cured that. Is this the sedge we're supposed
And the
to bleed on?
barge shoots out into open water under a murky evening sky, and the barge thumps gently into a solid object as the sunny surroundings immediately shift to sudden twilight. And as you blink and try and get a view of what's around you and what you just hit, you hear somebody rack around into a shotgun, and a smooth voice says, "Well, now, what have we got here?" And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
All right, well then, we have been Final Show Films. We produce a wide variety of content every day of the week. You can check us out on our website at finalshowfilms.com. You can also check us out on our Patreon page at patreon.com/FSFilms. If you'd like to support us financially, you can do so there. Thank you to all of our patrons, especially our $25 tier supporters, Chris Comfort, Antitonic, and Cat Waterflame, who donated 300 some odd bits at the top of the show. Thank you, Cat Waterflame, for all the bits, and everyone for their donations. There's more stuff I'm supposed to say here, but I can't think of it right now because my brain is leaking out my ears.
Support us on Patreon, and we've
Support
got
on
more
Patreon, we
411
appreciate all
Mania.
that. Yes, we also appreciate the folks over at 411mania.com. 411mania is a geek culture website that produces a wide variety of content related to all things geek culture related, including wrestling, MMA, music, entertainment, and movies and gaming, including all of our podcasts. So check them out. We appreciate them. We appreciate you guys watching at home. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're watching on Twitch, remember we are Twitch affiliates, and you can subscribe to us. So you can subscribe to the Twitch channel to help support us, or you can throw bits our way if you're a bit farmer. We appreciate all of that. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.